Music, talk, inspiration, in perspective. Express yourself. Good morning, my neighbor. City FM, your station.
It's a refreshing lifestyle.
City FM, 97.3.
The power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
And everything displays the wonders of your grace. You took my sin, my guilt, my shame, and you gave me your name. We go sing hallelujah. I love the universe that you made, and everything displays the wonders of your grace. You took my sin, my guilt, my shame, and you put your name on me. So we go
The
sing
Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the norm. This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
I got my victory in you. We're coming home to Minnesota. I got my victory in you. We're coming home to Minnesota. Debbie, Debbie,
The city is alive on 97.3.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Thirty-one after 6. Oh yeah. Best urban contemporary gospel song of the year. Diffy Diffy. Team Eternity. Leave me alone and let me praise my God. But for him, I would have been decimated. Great sound, no doubt. Welcoming you to Friday morning on your favorite dial 97.3 Citi FM. My name is Caleb Kuda. Welcome to your favorite dial and your favorite show. A few thoughts to start your morning. We all know some very hardworking, talented people. When we reflect on their lives, we say, this guy, he probably didn't live his purpose. This lady probably missed it. So how can you live your best life? What's the secret to living your best potential while maximizing the resources you can get along? Well, the Japanese say living a long, happy life. What's the secret to living a long, happy life? There's a concept they call ikigai. So what you love, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, and what you are good at, the intersection of all that helps you achieve your purpose. I'll break that down. So what you love to do and what the world needs, if you put that together, that defines your mission, correct? Now, when you put what the world needs and what you can be paid for together, that becomes your vocation. So between what you are good at and what you can be paid for, you are defining your profession. And when we take what you love and what you are good at, now we have your passion. So you have a mixture of your passion, your mission, your vocation, and your profession, all defining your purpose. So you love kids, you love to teach, but you may not love math, but you love English or music. And the world needs kids who are great in music. So the world needs that, and the world is willing to pay for that. And you're good at teaching music, and you love kids as well. So if you put all that intersection together, you get where I'm going. So sit down, ask yourself, what do I love to do, and what does the world need, and what is the world willing to pay for? Because you may love it, but the world does not care about it, and the world is not willing to pay for it. You may love it, and you may not even be good at it at all. You get it? So sit down, reflect on these. These are captured in a book called Ikigai, a Japanese concept to long life and happiness. Business Sense is brought to you by Access Bank. Access Bank is more than banking. Access Bank says Faketua Bejikesia. That promo is ongoing. Giddy, 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 giddy. Simply deposit a minimum of 250 Ghana cedis into your new or existing Access Bank current or savings account. Join the promo, increase it to 500 Ghana cedis or more, and qualify for a draw for our youth customers solo accounts. Spend 500 Ghana cedis or more with any Access Visa card and qualify for a reward. The more you deposit, the higher your chances of winning. So don't sit back, deposit now and stand a chance to win a share in over 500,000 Ghana cedis in cash and other amazing rewards like PS5, iPhone 16, Chromebook, and much more in our 4-month mini draws and 2 mega draws. It's a promo that's run from now to 2025 September in partnership with NLA. Terms and conditions apply. And Timunjami is a train that is ongoing. www.ghana.accessbankplc.com. Number to call is 0800 004400. Access Bank is more than banking. We're bringing you the news review shortly. Francisca Kakafosin, Richard Delesky, Bernardino Kukuable. We are all right here, and we are supported by Piva Beverages as well as Fidelity Bank. Jumping into the news review. If you're looking for a best of flavor in every sip, Piva Cola is right here. Piva Orange Fruit Drink, Piva Cocktail, Piva Fruit Drink, and Piva Tange is right here. 0550-032-231. Piva Beverages, a taste you will love. And from the dreams of youth to the ambitions of adulthood, wherever you are on your journey, starting a career, building a family, growing a business, or planning your future, we are here for your journey. Every goal deserves the chance to flourish, and with hard work, dedication, strong belief in yourself, the seed of greatness is within reach. So let's do this together. Fidelity Bank is with you every step of the way. Believe with us, people. And Richard Delesky, Francisca Kakafosin, all sporting something darkish for the Friday morning. Diffy. You know what I mean? Diffy.
Yeah, diffy.
Yeah,
you know the song we did the fight over. Have they resolved the fight?
Oh, that one we have resolved. We have even won award with this one. Why are you going back to litigation?
No, I'm just asking. It's just,
you
because
going
the
back
last
to litigation.
You know, no, not at all. I was calling him the last time. That my song, why don't they play the tea again?
Which one?
Why is it this song now?
Oh, this one.
And why are they, soak the anointing?
No, it's the best ever contemporary gospel song.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It'll be brutal.
Team Eternity.
Oh, Charlie. No, be solid song.
Yeah, ma.
But may the lady rest in perfect peace because one of them, passed on, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, but Charlie be deadly song. It's deadly song.
It's
I
a
love
powerful one, I agree.
We love it. We love it. Good morning, Francisca.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Very good.
How you would love? We did inside. Country broke or you don't broke?
We did inside. We're jumping into the papers. Where you good, Francisca?
So I've got Daily Graphic. I've also got the Daily Guide.
Right.
The Daily Gist.
All dailies.
And the Inquisitor. I also have the Informer.
Okay.
But I'm going to start with the Daily Graphic.
Okay.
And front page stories, Veep is back. President Mahama welcomes Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman at the Jubilee House yesterday. Also on the front page of Daily Graphic, oil money to push, big push. Other stories include Ghanaian nurse eyes $250,000 global award.
Nice.
Naomi Oyo Oheneoti, oncology nurse specialist at Kolebu Teaching Hospital. So that's what she's eyeing.
Right.
And Interior Ministry beefs up security in conflict-prone areas.
Okay, let me take you to the Ghanaian Times this morning. The big story says 12,000 women live with obstetric fistula due to limited capacity to treat the condition. The UNFPA is making that assessment. Also on the front page this morning, the Ghanaian Times is still raising money to support the lady in need of surgery. Please reach out to the Ghanaian Times and support. Limited infrastructure, our main concern. Utah's VC is lamenting, and government urge to establish schools for children with special needs and learning disabilities.
Very critical.
To Daily Guide and CJ removal. I want public hearing. That's coming from Tokono JSC. Also, we have Dr. Baumia visiting Commonwealth Secretary General. That's Shirley Ayoko-Botre. PPP vital to sealing tax leakages. That's according to experts. And Veep back home is also on the front page of Daily Guide. And Echo Group CEO Oti Bonsu honored.
Beautiful. Let me take you to the Herald newspaper. Dangerous safety lapses at Kotoka Airport exposed. Operations threatened by alarming breaches. Also on the front page this morning, the Chief Justice suspended is... on the front page, suspended Chief Justice politicizing a probe, according to some person. Also on the front page this morning, Godfrey Dame, witness coaching goes before General Legal Counsel. Some other stories here on the front page this morning for the Herald.
Okay, on the Daily Gist, they also have the suspended CJ story. They said Chief Justice fights for live coverage of case. Also, statutory funds locked up, minority cries out. And CCTV footage exposes committee members' plot against CJ. That's according to the Daily Gist. Veep is back with private jet after 2 months medical treatment abroad. NIB probes GRA commissioners over SML deal. And the last story here on the front page of the Daily Gist, Baumia visits Ayoko-Botre at Commonwealth House in London.
Okay, let me take you to the news center. Ghana card powers healthcare. Margin CEO Biden touts it as global ID blueprint. He's here on the front page. Also, Momo restructure won't diminish share value. This is according to Ishmael Yamson. Also, the good news about the vice president returning home makes the front page. And BOG side stability amid cautions on risks. We hope that things would work properly in the long run.
To the Inquisitor now, and KSM stinks women aglow. That's on the front page. Gold Board offers lifeline to gold vendors. We will regulate shipping lines despite resistance. That's according to Ransford Jampo, Professor Ransford Jampo, who is the CEO of the Ghana Shippers Authority. And we had that interview. Bernard interviewed him earlier in the week.
Correct.
Also, Ghana introduces 5-day visa policy. That's according to the Ministry or the Minister for Foreign Affairs.
The Ghanaian publisher says minority charge on government over delayed statutory payments. Frank Anodompre, Member of Parliament for the Nsaoma Duijiri constituency, has his photograph here. Also, Alfred Mahama refused claims and denies engaging in Galamsey activities. CJ removal probe must be public. Godfred Yaodame is quoted here. Yabo Adame is quoted here saying, and then leadership crisis rocks Christian Divine Church.
And I also have the Informer on the front page. CD appreciation. Varsity don't thumbs up Baumia's policy. Also, worried citizen chides media over decongestion exercise. Alfred Mahama disowns Galamsea, says he's law-abiding. And 24-hour economy policy. Otumfuo pushes for reliable power. And in the Sugakope murder, ringleader jailed for life, 2 accomplices sentenced 94 years. Finally, towards ensuring good governance, pass conduct of public officers bill now. And that's coming from Anna Bosman, the ex-Shraj boss.
The new publisher has 4 lawyers on the front page of the paper this morning. And then he says that Godfred Dame cries foul. Choice of lawyers for CJ probe confirms it is NDC agenda. Mamio Dende, Vice President back and better. Challenge, she's looking fresh, man. And then also minority demand statutory funds payments. And if you go to the final newspaper from me this morning, again, Vice President back to the anguish of the MPP. Oh.
What's a headline?
Right, let's go online quickly. Strike. Senior Staff Association acted in bad faith. This is G-Tech on City Newsroom last night. Let's stop romanticizing violence in schools and take action. Nagrat here. Still on Nagrat, they're saying they are decrying inability to repeat underperforming students. Mahama kept CJ petition secret for 6 weeks. Dami alleges police exhumed body of missing UEW lecturer found buried in his own home. Very sad story, grim one there. And if she's known for anything, it's her integrity. Dame defends Tokonu. Vice President Opoku Ajeman returns to Ghana after medical treatment in the UK. Also, she's expressed her gratitude. That's captured here as well. And Nagrat issues ultimatum to GS over rising violence in schools. That's here as well. If you go to citynewsroom.com, mobile money transactions hits 365 billion Ghana cedis in April 2025. Accra traders return to the pavements despite decongestion exercise. And still on the return of the Vice President Mahama to her, principalities who wished you worse will be disappointed. And public debt stock rises slightly to $49.5 billion despite CD gains. And still on the CD, appreciation against all major trading currencies hit record high. Doctors say you are 20 years younger, but take it easy. This is Mahama to the Vice President. If you go to other platforms, Majora Online, Akufo-Addo's government run down presidential jet. Its fuel tank is even corroded. This is Omane Buama. We need a new law to stop abuse of mineral royalties. This is Chamber of Mines boss. And new taxes could collapse mining sector. Chamber of Mines warning again. And police arrest suspect in gruesome murder of University of Education lecturer in Winneba. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the details of the stories. What do you want to start
I think the most important news today is about the return of the Vice President to the Republic. Her absence has created quite a number of issues, and we are happy that she's back in the jurisdiction. So the new publisher has the story. It says Mami Odende Honji Mawena Jessica, writing on page 2 of the newspaper, says the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman, has returned home in good health after weeks of medical treatment in the United Kingdom. Now, confirming her arrival, the spokesperson to the president, Felix Kwatiofosu, said the vice president arrived in Ghana in the afternoon of Thursday, May 22, 2025. Now, Vice President Jane Opoku Ajiman this afternoon returned home from London, United Kingdom, where she traveled for medical treatment, the Post says. Now, in a brief address at the airport, the Vice President expressed her gratitude to Ghanaians for their prayers and support. Now, she also thanked her medical team at the UGMC and praised President John Dramani Mahama's younger brother, Ibrahim Mahama, for their care and encouragement during her recovery. Now, her return marks the end of a 3-week medical leave she took following an illness that began late March.
Still connected to this one, President Mahama says doctors say you are 20 years younger, but go easy. story here on my journal online.
And
President,
on that,
yeah.
the page 20 of the Daily Graphic,
Right.
there's a nice picture, very lovely picture
Yeah.
of the two leading ladies. The first lady, Lordina Mahama,
Right.
in a warm embrace with exactly with the vice president. So
Lovely
you wanna,
photos
you
from
wanna grab
yesterday.
a copy and see that. Yes.
So the president is now urging the vice president Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman to gradually ease back into her official duties following her return from medical leave. Speaking at a brief welcome event in Accra on Thursday, 22nd May, the president acknowledged the vice president's improved health while encouraging her not to rush to her recovery. Quote, the doctors say you are 20 years younger. That is what the professor told me, that you are okay and fit for the job. Despite the optimistic medical report, President Mahama advised caution. We will ask that you take it easy for a little while, and after that we will see how things go. And he also said he had missed her so much because while she was away, he couldn't travel. When he went to Togo, people were trying to impeach him. And so he's happy that, we are all happy that the vice president is back. So wishing her all the best.
All the very
Okay, just a quick one still from Daily Graphic. Oil money to push, big push. Petroleum revenue law amended to channel 70% proceeds to infrastructure. Experts applaud move. So there's a story by McLean Kofi. And it reads, the recent amendment of the Petroleum Revenue Management Act 2011, Act 815, to ensure that the entire annual budget funding amount, ABFA, is dedicated solely to infrastructural development, has received the endorsement of stakeholders in the petroleum sector. The stakeholders explained that the amendment would now enable allocations to focus on large-scale and high-impact projects.
Okay, so talking about money. If you go to the Herald newspaper, there's a story there that says Ghana eyes $12 billion yearly from small-scale gold mining. Now, the danger in that is what we are not doing about Galamsey. So the story on page 2 says that Ghana expects to rake in $12 billion a year from small-scale gold production if output doubles as planned. Now, gold exports from the country have surged as international prices have soared, and much of that expansion is down to small-scale and artisanal production.
Right.
Now, this year, the government set up a regulator to handle all gold buying and selling, hoping to boost foreign currency reserves and curb black market trading. Now, the concern is whether we can properly draw a distinction, a bold line of distinction between what is
Illegal
Galamsey
mining and small-scale
mining. And many people claim they are doing small-scale mining, but they are actually doing Galamsey. They get the concessions and move into other areas, and we don't seem to have the capacity as a country to regulate the space.
While we eye the revenue, we should also sanitize the space
Very
and ensure
important.
that we don't lose our environment and the ecology. Well, on money, the High Street Journal this morning has a number of business stories. Ghana's Momo numbers climbed, but only 1 in 3 accounts are active. Again, Ghana's gross international reserves rise to $10.67 billion in April 2025. Citi gains momentum. Ghana's trade surplus hits $4.1 billion in April 2025. But is Ghana really selling that big? Big question here. And Ghana's new agri-tech platform delivers big for farmers in crisis. These are all tying into the money and economic issues.
Let me
Coming
add
back
a
to
quick
you.
footnote to
Yes,
that.
please.
If you go to the news center, there's a story on page 3 that says Momo restructure won't diminish share value, according to Dr. Ishmael Janssen. The story says board chairman of MTN Ghana, Dr. Ishmael Janssen, has reassured shareholders that the economic interest will be fully preserved despite the company's landmark restructuring of its mobile money subsidiary, Mobile Money Limited. Now, speaking at an extraordinary general meeting held in Accra on Wednesday, May 21, 2025, Dr. Yamson explained that the transition mandated by the Payment Systems and Services Act of 2019 is not only regulatory but strategic, positioning MTN's mobile money business for long-term growth.
Okay.
Okay, to the Daily Guide and some gory stories here. Mason gets life over Assemblyman's murder. The whole High Court has delivered a long-awaited verdict in the gruesome murder case of Marcus Mauto Ajali, the former Assembly member for the Sogakope South electoral area, sentencing 3 men for their roles in the crime. The court, presided over by Justice John Eko Mensah, handed a life sentence to Richard Adechre, who was found guilty of murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and robbery. His accomplices, Emmanuel Jetro and Stephen Ajibolo, were each sentenced to 47 years in prison on similar charges.
Okay, let's stay within the space of crime. If you go to page 3 of the Ghanaian Times, there's a story there that says FDA seizes illicit tobacco product from 5 shops in Accra. Agnes Opoku Sapong reporting says the Food and Drugs Authority has seized quantities of illicit tobacco and related products during a swoop at several targeted locations in Accra. Now, the operation carried out yesterday was aimed at clamping down on shops known for illegal sale and distribution of tobacco products, particularly those considered attractive to the youth. Now, during the operation, the FDA confiscated a wide range of unapproved products from 5 shops. Now, these included shisha flavors, cigarettes, vapes, or is it vapes?
Yeah,
or
vapes.
Vapes, and cigars. Nitrous oxide canisters and tobacco wraps. People still smoke in this country.
Where do you pass?
Maybe I don't go
Where
to
do
the
you
right
pass?
smoking.
Yeah, but
Cigar, mochimanake.
There's no firewood. That's what he's saying. No, Sky, there's a story Herald has on dangerous safety lapses at the Kotoka airport, which is exposing operations threatened by alarming breaches. You have Herald.
Yes, so I have the Herald with that story.
Great. Let's look into
okay,
that
so let me take you to that story quickly, if I may. The story is on page 3 of the newspaper.
Great.
And it comes with a photograph of Yvonne Nana Free Opare, who is the MD, right? And then also Joseph Bukari Nipe, the Minister for the Sector. And it says an explosive internal account from a distressed whistleblower at the Ghana Airports Company Limited has revealed a ticking time bomb at the nation's airport facility. Now, conditions are so dire that staff of the airside operations unit are threatening to withdraw their services, an action that could bring airport operations across the country to a complete halt. Now, airside operations, the nerve center of any airport functioning, is reportedly operating under severely compromised conditions that not only endanger the lives of personnel and passengers, but could also derail government's soon to be launched 24-hour economy policy, and by extension, the international economy or the national economy. Now, at the heart of the crisis is the shocking revelation that only one operation vehicle, rather than the four required, is able or available for all airside activities at the Kotoka International Airport. Now, these vehicles are responsible for critical tasks, including aerodrome and runway inspections, follow-me operations to escort aircraft, and transporting marshals, or is it marshals? It should be marshals, right?
So we'll keep an eye.
airport
We'll keep
and
an
safe
eye on
aircraft
this one and see how it unfolds. Just a very worrying story on Channel One Newsroom, channel1news.com. Police exhume body of missing UEW lecturer found buried in his own home. The remains of Professor Medeka, a lecturer at the University of Education, Winneba, have been discovered and exhumed by police after he was reported missing by his family. Police launched an investigation following a report which led to the grim discovery of the lecturer's body buried inside his own residence at Jahaj, a suburb of Winneba. Authorities have since retrieved the body for... Jazzy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Authorities have since, retrieved the body for preservation and autopsy to aid in the ongoing investigation. Meanwhile, Major Online says that Central Police Regional Command has arrested a suspect in connection with the murder of the senior lecturer. The suspect is Joshua Carey Arthur. He was picked up from the lecturer's residence at Eswatchere in the central... Eswatchere. Thank you. That one in the central region. So we'll keep an eye on this one. Any final one from you?
Yes, just a quick one. CCTV footage exposes committee members' plot against CJ. This is according to the Daily Gist. And it says fresh developments in the ongoing constitutional crisis surrounding the suspension of the Chief Justice, Her Ladyship Gertrude Iraba Tokono, have ignited public debate and intensified scrutiny on the integrity of the inquiry process. New CCTV footage has surfaced showing a brief interaction between Supreme Court justices and a lawyer representing a petitioner. Footage that directly contradicts earlier allegations of a secret meeting aimed at ousting the CJ. And this footage came up in the petition by one Mr. Kumi, who's asking for the dissolution of the committee probing the CJ's alleged misconduct.
But really, how much could have been said if, assuming that the tape is, proper, how much could have been said within that short space of
And that was such
time?
a sensitive thing to said
brief.
in such an open
It was
space.
so brief
that
that
conclusion.
Anyway,
maybe they should go and prove it before the. Anyway, the Ghanaian publisher says this morning, minority charge on government over delayed statutory payments.
Okay.
This is one of the reasons people are signing for, the CD's performance. Now, the story says the minority in parliament has accused the Mahama-led administration of breaching the law by failing to release key statutory funds nearly 6 months into its tenure, warning that the delay is jeopardizing local governance and essential services across the country. Now, the press conference held in Parliament yesterday, the minority chief whip and member of Parliament for the Nsawama Dwejiri constituency, Frank Anodompre, criticized the government for withholding the District Assembly's Common Fund, the Ghana Education Trust Fund, the National Health Insurance Fund, and other constitutionally mandated disbursements.
Right. Finally, congratulations to Apam Senior High School. They placed second at the 2025 World RoboFest Championships.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Is it Apam school? Is that they call it?
Yeah, Apam Senior. I don't know their.
Or is it Apas?
I know.
Maybe they should educate us.
Congratulations
Apam school.
to Apam people. That was a
This
news
is
review.
The City Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Oh, jump on now. Go, the go. Gugomi, at what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the gobe too small.
The go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
My body, when you wake up in the morning, and you know the money calling. Oh, you go work. But you know it's I on your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, oh, cause you know it's I on your side. And when you dream, no say I live for you. And when you hustle every day, when you wanna go, anything you do, I live for you. If I believe I on your side. Fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I lay your side, fidelity.
This is the City Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
Neil Atelate is here with the City Business News brought to you by EcoBank and MTN. Good morning, Neil.
Mr. Kuda, good morning. It's Friday.
Yes, it is.
This is 97.3 Citi FM. Welcome to the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, brought to you by MTN, Goil and EcoBank. I am Ni Lati. Let's begin from here this morning. And if you are worried about lending rates, then you should hear this, because average lending rate has dropped for the second month in a row, now standing at 27.4% as of April 2025. That's down from the more than 30% levels we saw persist for more than a year. So what's behind this drop, and what does it mean for your wallets or your business? I have more in the following report. Per the Bank of Ghana's May 2025 summary of economic and financial data, average lending rate fell by about 200 basis points from 29.18% to 27.4% between March and April. A year ago, it was some 31%. Although still high for the ordinary borrower, the drop is a turning point in the cost of credit in an economy still recovering from prolonged financial strain. With an improving market liquidity, a declining inflation regime, and an appreciating currency, commercial banks are now beginning to effect these macroeconomic improvements in their pricing of loans, as these gains have helped reduce risk premiums, which are key factors that banks consider when setting lending rates. This should be good news for that SME, which often cites access to affordable credit as a bottleneck. That company seeking to fund capital projects, or you as a household looking at an ease in borrowing costs. So the cost of borrowing in Ghana is slowly coming down, and if the macroeconomic stability continues, one can expect more relief as far as lending is concerned. Meanwhile, the Association of Ghana Industries is calling for a cut in the benchmark interest rate as the Bank of Ghana's Monetary Policy Committee prepares to announce its latest policy stance today. At its last meeting, the central bank raised the policy rate to 28%, citing persistent inflation concerns. But AGI CEO Seth Chum Akwabwa believes the time is right for a policy cut. He points to a stabilizing economy, falling inflation, and a stronger cedi. He says these are clear conditions that favor a rate reduction.
MPC is always based on parameters and improvement and then the macroeconomic environment. And therefore, we definitely expect that there will be some improvement in that area. Bear in mind that the MPC, to a large extent, also determine the interest rate because the banks actually rely on it. So with the improvement in the macroeconomic environment, with the improvement in the cedi, the stability we are experiencing, we also expect that policy rates should improve to reflect the interest rate so that companies can benefit. And that is a way to reduce cost of production and translate it into lower pricing for businesses. So I think we expect a downward review, all things being equal.
That was Seth Chumakwabwa, CEO of AGI. Moving on, Ghana's debt management effort appear to be facing fresh snags, this time over a $768 million loan from Afrexim Bank. The government wants the debt restructured, but the bank is holding its ground, insisting on full repayment. The standoff is raising concerns about possible delays in the country's external debt resolution and even the risk of illegal battle. There is more in this business desk analysis.
Ghana's standoff with Afrexim Bank is a key test of its ongoing debt restructuring efforts. At the heart of the issue is a disagreement over how a $768 million loan should be treated and whether Afrexim Bank qualifies for the kind of legal immunity typically reserved for multilateral lenders like the IMF or World Bank. The government wants Afrexim Bank to accept restructuring terms similar to those agreed by bilateral creditors and private bondholders who have taken losses under the G20 Common Framework. However, Afrexim Bank prefers to be treated as a preferred creditor, meaning full repayment with no losses. The two sides remain locked in negotiations. While the situation is still diplomatic, legal action cannot be ruled out. Afrexim Bank has previously enforced loan contracts through its courts, but with Ghana making progress in stabilizing its economy, a court battle would risk delaying gains and derailing the country's return to international capital markets. It would also send the wrong signal to investors watching the restructuring process closely. Ghana should prioritize high-level dialogue and seek support from mediators such as the African Union, IMF or World Bank to resolve the impasse and avoid a potential escalation into a renewed debt crisis.
Netili Neti Ajahu with that report. Well, that's our bulletin for today. Before I go, let me get to an update on the forex market. The dollar is trading at 12 cedis 30 pesos. The British pound selling at 16 cedis 85 pesos, and the euro going for 14 cedis 60 pesos. Amni Latte. Do have a good business day.
Charlie, where are you?
Boss man, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Hey, so as for you, every day you are just pressing your phone. Why? Are they paying you?
They are, Oma.
Eh?
The more I use my MTN, the more points I get. And I can use those points to get airtime, data, and even discounts at shops and restaurants.
Hey, so that is why all of you are always pressing your phones. And you won't tell us, so that we too we can enjoy some.
Oh, ma.
There's always more to enjoy with MTN Rewards. Just keep talking, testing, and browsing all day, every day to collect your points and use it to redeem amazing offers and discounted freebies right away. There's so much available for you. So dial *550# and get your reward today. Let's go everywhere you go.
Kweku, have you heard what they are doing on MTN?
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
It's 7:09, and the breakfast edition of the City Business News was brought to you by EcoBank and MTN. Every day, people face different emergencies, but many Ghanaians don't know their emergency number. *770# is one you don't want to forget. *770# is the new EcoBank Money Emergency. It gives you instant access to loans, funds transfer, utility payments, airtime and data purchases, so much more, even without data. So there is no need to panic when you find yourself in any money emergency. EcoBank will always come to your rescue. Dial *770# now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank is the Pan-African bank. And hey, boss lady, yes, you, the go-getter, the planner, the do-it-all woman, building her business one bold step at a time. MTN sees you, and we are cheering you on every step of the way. We've created the MTN Ejumapa just for you. It's more than a bundle. It's your new business bestie with special data and call bundles. Helps you stay connected to your customers, your suppliers, everything that helps your hustle grow. There is more. We come with insurance benefits to help protect the business you've worked so hard to build. It's time to level up and shine brighter than ever. Dial *5060#. Dial *5060#. Grab your Ejumapa bundle. Let's get to work on your success story together. MTN Ejumapa, powering women in business. Today on the City Business Edition, we're talking agric and agribusiness. We brought you this lecture or speech that was delivered at the World Youth Day at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology sometime earlier. Nana Ewusi Benson, the chief farmer at Agro Kings, producers of Ghana's premier local rice brand, Nana Rice, and other value-added products. We'll be bringing you that conversation again. It's one that will keep you writing, keep you busy, and keep you thinking as well. So pick your journals, pick your pens, because this conversation is one for the books. We'll be back to this one shortly. Wait for it, but the all-new First mobile app from First Bank Ghana is here. Experience the convenience of banking from your palm anywhere in the world at any time. New First mobile app is designed with exciting features like your ability to buy airtime or data, account to Momo transfer, inter or intra-bank transfer, inter and intra-bank transfer, account opening, bill payments to Netflix, iTunes, fingerprint and Face ID, statement downloads in PDF, scheduled payment, biometric authentication for transactions, auto receipt generation for past transactions, you name them, and we got them. Visit the Apple App Store for Google Play Store. Download the First mobile app and bank with ease like never before. 0596921921 is the number to call. Email firstsolutions@firstbankgroup.com. You can also visit any of our branches. First Bank, you first. And you know, buying an inferior mattress at a cheap price may seem like a good way to save money, but do not fall for the trap of putting your health at risk, because this can cost you a lifetime of discomfort and chronic pain. Latex Foam offers you unmatched quality and durability at competitive prices. Good news is we are giving you 10% off everything you buy from our showrooms from now until the end of May. So come and get your favorite mattresses, sofas, beds, wardrobes, coffee and center tables, chest of drawers, and many more. Hurry to get your 10% off any item of your choice. Call 0302-231-155 or 0302-231-156. Visit our socials. T's and C's apply. Latest Form is your partner for life. Hello to all the food lovers like myself. Let me tell you, let you in on a little kitchen secret. You know one of the ingredients that can make your stews and soups taste great? Yep, Gino tomato mix. It's thick, it's red, it's rich, just the way you like it. Gino tomato mix is your go-to for that unique blend of tomato concentrate, fiber, and essential vitamins that makes every meal pop with flavor and color. And guess what? It's rich with vitamin A, D3, fiber, and zinc. So go on and make your next meal unforgettable with a thick, red, rich Gino tomato mix. In fact, I'm making my jollof this weekend with Gino tomato mix because Gino truly cares. It's an advert that's FDA approved. We're jumping into our conversation for Business Edition this morning. Nana Ewusi Mensah, Chief Farmer, Agro Kings, producers of Ghana's premier local rice brand, Nana Rice. He makes a case for agribusiness and youth in agric and everything you need to know about Ghana's agric potential and ability to reach food security. Enjoy.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Please wait. Please wait. Please wait until I get my new car. Please wait until I find my real size. I'm gonna get me some love, somebody. My girl, sweet girl, my girl. I can see.
Today I have to share a few thoughts with you. It may interest you to know I am not that old, for some of you who may be curious. I am still under 35. And today I have received a prophecy that the billionaires in other countries started when they were young. And as my future is bright today, I want to extend that brightness to you all as well by sharing with you about my journey. And then I'll talk to you and encourage you a bit about why agriculture is the way for you to go as well. Like I said, I went to Prempeh College, that affiliation to Kumasi as well. For all the Opoku-Wari prisoners, Opoku-Wari students, seek better schools or better grades next time. But I went to Prempeh College sometime 2000. And I graduated from Prempeh College. I did some work at the American Embassy for my internship period. And then I decided to higher education, which is university outside the country. So I went to Calvin University, which is in Grand Rapids, Michigan in the US. And then upon graduation, which was May of 2012, I had a job on Wall Street in New York. And after being on Wall Street for 3 days, I decided that it was time to come back home. The reason was simple. I realized very quickly that a lot of the people who I had met had plans of coming back to Ghana after about 4 years or 5 years. And most of the time, 10 years later, 15 years later, they are still looking to come back to Ghana. And so I realized, looking into my future, it's better I take the leap now than wait 5 years or 10 years. And so 1st August 2012, I moved to Ghana. I started looking for job opportunities here in Ghana. I started with accounting, PwC. I was there also for about 2 or 3 days. And then one of the partners there gave me a prophecy. He said, you look like the type of person who one day PwC must come and look for you for their business. Little did he know that he had struck a chord in me. And since then, I left, and then I started work with a real estate company. So I have a real estate background. For most of you who may not know, this is an e-learning center. So my background is actually in computer science and information systems. In fact, I learned from a conversation yesterday with some agricultural students that it looks like most of us in the agriculture department, the faculty of agriculture, stumbled on it. It was not a conscious decision for people to come into the faculty of agriculture. Some people who were pursuing engineering or who were pursuing medicine, who that school was full, then they ended up pushing some of the people into agriculture. It's not a bad thing. Consider it a great blessing, and I'll share with you why. You are where once you are good at math and once you are good at science, people assume that you must then go into medical school or to engineering. So I wanted to go into aeronautical engineering, and I quickly realized that Ghana doesn't have Ghana Airways working. What's the point in me studying aeronautical engineering if Ghana didn't have Ghana Airways working? And so at that point, I switched in my second year to pursue computer science and information systems with business in addition, because I realized that most of the time, the bosses of the tech people were businessmen. So I said, where I'm coming from in Ghana, people study under trees. So if I've come to the US where everything is cool, I better, put my seatbelt on and then study hard. So I graduated with a computer science and information systems and business degree with a minor in engineering. Now, how did I then stumble on agric? I had a good friend of mine from Prempeh College who had studied agric engineering. I believe he had done it at Legon. Power to Legon. So I believe he had done it at Legon. He told me, look, Nana, we need to don't just focus on real estate. You need to consider agriculture. Agriculture is the future. I didn't fully understand what he meant. So what I then did is I started investing a little bit in it. I gave him some money. You should start a maize farm. But little did I know, maybe it's because he didn't come to tech. When he told me he was on the farm, he was actually at home. So eventually, please, my security will be intact after the service. So please spare me for today. But so we started with about 15 acres of a maize farm. It didn't go very well because really there was an absence of the leadership on the farm. And one of the things you realize very quickly in Ghana that when you're doing agriculture, please don't do it while you're absent. As much as possible, be present. So I started with that maize farm. Then I moved on to doing some cattle rearing. I bought about 16 cows. We imported them from the north to the Akuse Suchari area. I bought them young. The business plan was that buy them while they are about a year old and then grow them for till about they are 2 years or 3 years, and then you sell them. That was the business plan. It wasn't complicated. However, the complexity was in the person who was managing the farm, Because what happened is, one day I asked him to separate my 16 cows for me, and when he separated it, I counted 13. I said, "Okay, please, where are the 3? He said, "Oh, the day I was calling you that you didn't pick. In fact, the cow went to graze and 3 didn't come back." I said, "Wow, on this day, me no one from Kwanta, yapai." So that was the end of my cattle rearing journey, and I continued to pursue my real estate efforts. I went into a community in Asuchware where I met the chief. The chief then said, "Look, Nana, you should try the rice my people are growing." And in fact, at the time, I was a consumer of Gino rice. So when he said I should try the rice his people were growing, I decided to pick it up. I tried it, and honestly, it was better than even the Gino I was consuming. It was at that point I decided that, look, let us do something about this. Let's not just talk about change in Ghana. Let's not just complain about what's going on in Ghana, but let's see what we can do about it. So I told this chief that, "Chief, why don't I support some people in your town or in your community to be able to grow this rice and grow it at scale?" Long story short, I started with 2 farmers, and that was when the first Nanes rice was born. When we finished that, the plan was not to produce Nanes rice. The plan was just to help him to grow rice in his community, and then he would give me 1 bag to eat in my own house. I was thinking about sustenance farming. I was not thinking about commercial scale. The plan was just to support the community in growing their rice. Fast forward, I was waiting for my money after the rice had been grown, and they told me that the woman is going to the market to sell. When she finishes selling, she'll bring me the money. I said, "Which market is she going that I can't go myself?" So at that point, I realized that, no, please give me some bags and let me also go and see in the market if I'm able to sell. I packaged the product in Nanes rice bag, and in about 2 hours, I had sold about 35 bags just on WhatsApp. And it was at that point I realized there's a business in here. Fast forward, I then began to look for, so I started working with 2 farmers. I then went on to work with about 25 farmers. The following year, I started working with about 300 farmers. But at the point I was working with about 25 farmers, going to visit all their farms was very difficult. Because of course the road infrastructure wasn't the best. So whenever you are going, it takes me almost a week to visit 25 farmers. And I realized that wasn't sustainable, because what was happening is when people eat the rice, they really liked it. So I needed to continue to expand and grow. So the goal was to get to 100 farmers. So we said, look, let's go look for a piece of land where I can find about 100 or 1,000 acres. In fact, my plan was 100 acres, so that I can move all my farmers to this land to go and farm for me. And then we'll take the rice and then sell it to the market. We started that. On my way to this 100-acre lot, I found a very big farm, which I'll talk about a little later. So when I got in front of the chiefs, the chiefs asked me, "How much land do I want?" And I said, "How much land do you have?" They said they have 20,000. I said, "If you have 20,000, then give me 10,000. And this is how I ended up with 10,000. In fact, I went to that meeting with my dad and my mom, because you see, the chiefs did not respect young men. At the time, I was about 27. And at 27, of course, there was not even gray in my beard. My beard was still being grown. So no chief was respecting me. So when I went to the meeting with my parents, in fact, when I said 10,000, my father asked me, said, "Nana, how do you intend to?" I said, "Don't worry, let us get the land first. The rest we'll figure it out." So we proceeded, and we took 10,000 acres, and today we even have a lot more than 10,000 acres on which we are currently cultivating a little over 1,500 acres. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2.5 years, it is my pleasure to tell you that Agro Kings is not only a wholly Ghanaian-owned company, but we also are currently the largest commercial-scale rice farm in the country. And in fact, I'm not excited that we are the largest commercial-scale rice farm, because it's not enough. Really, even if I grow on 10,000 acres and we are cultivating all of it, I cannot feed Accra alone, because we are importing a lot of rice and we are growing our population exponentially. However, I have started my little one in my corner. Thankfully, because of our Happy program, in fact, I met Honorable Dan Kwe. I think we spoke about Happy program almost about a month ago. And from that meeting, we realized that we can do a lot more with our smallholder farmers beyond 300 smallholder farmers. I'm sure by September, we would have about 5,000 smallholder farmers within our network who we are supporting, not only in our area, but now in the Volta region, in OT region, and also even in the Eastern region. And I'm very excited about this Happy program. In fact, it was at that program that I heard about this program. I was supposed to actually be out of the country today for a week. But when he said I should be here, I said, what can I say than to serve the cause? And so for you, I'm here. When we finish, I can deal with my flights tomorrow morning. So hopefully there will be no delays at the airport. But I'm very happy to be here with you. But I don't want to talk too much about me. I want to talk about you. Today, we have a real situation on our hands. We have a very, very real situation. I want to share with you why I think that situation is very real. Because for me, you can find out things about me or about us or our farm. Whenever you come to the farm, we'll be happy to receive you. In fact, Pineapple is here. Who was at Tech? Pineapple, are you in the room? Is Pineapple here? Yes, Pineapple is in the back. Oh, no, she's outside. Is Berry here? Oh, Pineapple is in the back. Thank you. Please, that's my principal farm manager at the back. She's called Pineapple. That's Nipa Nameka Nwasemu. That is Pineapple in the back. I can see Berry as well in the back. Yes, that's Berry as well in the back. She's the head of our mechanization. She's the small lady you saw get out of that very big harvester. She's actually the one who leads all our mechanization efforts, and she's a female who graduated right from here, from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. In fact, I'm sure Carrot is watching online because she couldn't be here. She had to be on the farm to be able to fulfill an order. I mean, by God's grace, last week we got an order for 5,000 bags of rice, which is going to be delivered to the Eastern region. And so Carrot had to stay back to be able to be there, but Carrot also is a product of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science. Now, I'm not talking about fruits. These are human beings. Caleb is giving me feedback. So on our farm, because of the size of our farm, we don't actually call ourselves by name. So if you got on the farm, you'd hear people call Passion. My name is Passion for passion fruit. When you get there, you see in fact, this is an architect. She's our business architect. She's a certified architect from Central University. We will not say it loud. So she's an architect who is now turned a farmer, and she helps all our business efforts, and she's no longer called Charlotte on the farm. We call her Eduaba. So you realize that on our farm, when you come, you seek to become a fruit, or you seek to become, we have people called carrot, cashew. We are all kinds of fruits there. Two things. One, we are young and we enjoy what we do. We love what we do. But on a farm our size, if I call Nana, please come, there are multiple Nanas on the farm. So you are able to call you or identify ourselves uniquely by some of these names. On our farm, we work out twice a week. Around 5:30 in the morning, you see us going jogging, you see us doing aerobics. These are all things we do on our farm to keep ourselves excited. In fact, we travel a lot. Every year, as a company and as a team, we traveled. 2 years ago, we were in Rwanda, and then we went to Dubai. Last year, we were in Thailand, chilling. So we do both enjoyment. So, and I'm not going myself. In fact, these are not cunningly devised fables. I'm not telling you what is not. Like I said, Pineapple is there. In fact, a bit of my team was here when we learned that we're coming to Kumasi. Thankfully, 2 months ago, we by God's grace, we were able to sign Melcom. So now we have nationwide distribution through Melcom. And so we decided, look, if I'm coming to Kumasi, then I should come to Kumasi with part of the team. So we've been in Edum and Santase at the Melcoms, then Opoku Trading, just trying to, let people know that Nanes Rice is in Kumasi now as well. And so we're there this weekend. So a lot of my team, about 16 or 17 of them are here. So if any of you think anything I'm saying is a lie, when you finish, you can go and see them. And they can also show you their passport and pictures on their phone on us chilling in Thailand. So to the real issue that we have, hey, I'm coming to say some things that may be a little hard, but they are very necessary for us to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, in this country, our food systems are controlled by foreigners, and that is a problem. I'll give you an example. There's a company called Tropo Farms, which is run by a German man, and no offense to them. But Tropo Farms is the one that feeds Ghana a lot of the tilapia we consume. Tropo Farms sells tilapia, 50 tons of tilapia a day. That's almost 2 million cedis of sales every day. In fact, a bullion van goes to their warehouse to pick up the money and send it to the bank. 2 million Ghana a day. Fish farming, tilapia alone, volta catch. There's a company called Golden Exotic Farms. Golden Exotic Farms is actually the farm I was going through on my way to meet our chiefs. And when you get to Golden Exotic Farms, it's about a 13,000-acre farm. They are producing banana. They export almost all the banana to Europe. Almost 40 containers of banana are exported out of this country every single day. And that is not run by a Ghanaian, that's a French company. We're looking at Ranan Fish Feed. Ranan Fish Feed is an Israeli guy who came to Ghana and has come to build our fish feed. And this is the one who is feeding a lot of our fish farming communities. Where are the Ghanaians? Where are the Ghanaians? Where are the youth? If any of these foreigners today or tomorrow decide that, look, we are done with Ghana, or the next generation of these people decide that they don't want to continue their efforts in Ghana, what then happens to the tilapia that we have so grown this amazing taste for? And so it's important for us to realize that our food systems in this country need to also be controlled by Ghanaians. Even a fufu pounding machine is made by Chinese. In fact, the commercial scale one that is being sold today is being done by Chinese, and that is a problem. We have people who are from this faculty of agriculture, apart from faculty of agriculture, across the country, where we could be producing our own fufu pounding machine. Why not? By now, and I'll talk a bit about our opportunities, but I wanted to tell us some things. So these are what I call keynotes to note. So one is that our food systems are controlled by foreigners, and we need to take charge of that. Number two, money follows successful innovation. Money follows successful innovation. And it's important, sometimes when we talk about the concept of innovation, most people assume innovation means technology. Innovation is not just about technology, it's not limited to technology. Innovation basically is a new method or a new way of doing things, it's a new idea or it's a new device. There are different types of things that come under the umbrella of innovation. And it's important for us to realize that money follows successful innovation. Some of us should therefore stop seeking money. We are happy about money, and money does make a difference. In fact, poverty never made any impact. Money makes a difference. However, we do not pursue money. You need to pursue the decision to solve problems. Why did I decide to come to Ghana? I recognize that this country is a developing nation. This country needs me a lot more than the United States of America. This country needs me a lot more than the UK. Because there is a reason why I was born and bred here. I can understand the language of my people. I can understand the challenges of my people. And it is therefore important that I come here and help my people to solve our own problems. There's a problem we have on the farm called bird scaring. In fact, when you grow rice, one of your biggest challenges apart from water is that birds can come and eat all your rice. And then your harvest is finished. And you ask yourself, how are developing nations able to solve this particular problem? In fact, in Brazil, they've solved the problem. In Thailand, they've solved the problem. In China, they've solved the problem. So you ask yourself, why is it that in Ghana, we've not been able to solve the problem with their solution? And the reason is simple. The birds that eat the rice in Ghana, their variety is only in Ghana. And so, if a Ghanaian does not understand that bird and seek to solve that problem, the Chinese man solution will not work for us. And so it's important for us to recognize that there are certain problems in this country that if we put our minds to solving it, that is where the money flows. Because I thank God, we are not poor. We are not impoverished as a nation. In fact, we are very rich. Honorable Dan said it. Said the greatest resource in this country is not gold. It's not lithium. It is us. Because like he said, you see, what it means is that Mark Zuckerberg can buy Ghana and all of us in it with our productivity, and you will still have change. It's a serious matter. When an individual can write the check the whole country is seeking from IMF, it should send you a message. And this is the vision of one man. The difference that one man or one woman can make in this country, and I hope that that person is currently under the sound of my voice, because you can make that difference. We need to recognize as a country very quickly, very, very quickly, a decision. Look, if you ever go anywhere, I'm not encouraging you can buy Nanes rice, you can buy a Vivi rice, you can buy Striker Gold, whichever brand you want, it doesn't matter. But you and I need to commit to start buying local. The reason is simple. Look, even if, in all due respect, even if you don't buy my rice, I don't get problem. The reason is this. We actually currently export our rice even to China. We export to Belgium. We export to Germany. We export to the US. We export to the UK. In fact, when our rice got to China, one company came to see us and said, I want to take your rice and sell it in 800 stores in Shanghai alone. Shanghai. And then you wonder, China, where most of us import from, we are exporting to. So if it's left to me alone, I no get problem. But you will be my problem, and this is why. Every day you actually buy an imported product, you have bought your own job. You have substituted your birthright for small food you eat. Let me explain. You see, if you got to a store and you saw a Vivi rice, I'm not even going to say Nana's rice, you saw a Vivi rice and then you saw Gino rice. No offense to Gino, in fact, GB Foods, they are my friends. And you decide to buy Gino, this is what you have done. That product came from Thailand. So you have bought what is going to enrich the Thailand economy, not your Ghanaian economy. The margin of the rice to the person who is selling it at the store is not much. Oftentimes, it's less than 10%. So if you bought a product worth 100 Ghana, only 10 cedis may stay in the pocket of the person who is at the store. However, if you bought the same 100 cedis and you bought a Vivi rice, this is what you have done. For instance, on our farm today, we employ a little over 400 people. When you buy a Vivi rice, for instance, the 400 people who depend on our rice to sell are now will continue to have a job. And then when we finish, we sit on radio and complain that the country is not moving forward. We are the ones preventing the country from moving forward. And this day, may we all say we have repented. May it be as you have said unto yourselves. Because there are certain challenges in this country that we cannot ignore. Our currency is fluctuating. When we started business, the dollar to the cedi was about 4 cedis. Today, I have to check to be able to say, but we are above 15, almost at 16. How does one do business this way? Apart from our currency fluctuation issues you have, our population is growing so fast, we don't have enough jobs to support the growth of our population. We need jobs in this country. We need companies to be established. We need companies to be successful. Beyond that, we have to stop being an import-driven economy. We all have to stop being an import. And for us to be able to do some of these things depend on us. And I'll share with you a bit about how we can do that. We lack technical skills. In fact, for some of us who are currently in SHS, some of us who are in university, most of us even graduated from agric engineering. Most of us should go straight to a technical institution. Let us go and learn how to weld. Let us go and learn how to make a plan. From today, I hope that a year from now, we will come to this session seeing that there are products lined up made by Ghanaians from this university. I want to see a made in Ghana plow. I want to see a made in Ghana weed cutting machine. There's a machine called a grass cutting machine. You only use a thread in it and it rotates. Why is this machine imported from China? Where are the youth? We have a real issue we need to solve. We need to grow our technical skills. It's not about, you can have more degrees than a thermometer. It does not, that degree or that certificate does not translate to money. Solve the problem. When I need to build a warehouse, almost 1,200 square meter warehouse. I am struggling to find somebody to build it. Why? Are there no competent welders in this country who can use something as simple as a water level machine? So that by the time I'm done with my warehouse, it's not slanted. I was staying in a hotel in Kumasi 2 days ago, and I saw a building. In fact, the building is not safe. It's not. In fact, the column, I'm a builder, so permit me, the column that's supposed to, it's actually wood. And when you check, in fact, most of us, in fact, in this country, buying Land Cruiser is a very, very normal action. When you go to a country like Thailand, that is actually very rich. The whole Thailand does not have more than 300 Land Cruisers in the country. There are not more than 300 Land Cruisers in that entire country. In fact, the people who use Land Cruiser, they have a WhatsApp group. And then in Ghana, there's an abundance of them. And guess what? When your Land Cruiser actually breaks down, you give it to a mechanic who probably didn't go to the university. True or false? So you give $100,000 asset to somebody who didn't even spend $10,000 on their education. What do you expect? We need to be serious. Look, there's the harvester, the orange harvester you saw, the Valtra harvester. When it needs to be serviced, we need to bring the technician from South Africa to Ghana, a white man. Where are my agric engineering students? Where are my mechanics? We are talking about digital solutions. Why is there not an app where when my machine is spoiled, I can put it on there and some Ghanaian can pick that up, drive to my farm and solve the problem? Why is this not the case? I have a backhoe that has been parked on the farm since last week, Saturday till now, because you are waiting for a Frenchman to come and work on it. May this not continue to be our story. So a big problem we have in this country as well is we lack technical skills. The practical skills, they are not there yet. And in fact, thanks to the Happy program, I was in Eastern region in a different light, because now I went into the Eastern region working with some farmers from the Eastern region. And I got there, and I had about 10 district agric leaders who were in the room, and they were talking about their respective districts to us and how we can support them. And about 5 of the 10 clearly told me that in my community, we used to grow a lot of cocoa, but now because of Galamsey, it has changed. The polluting of our water bodies is not a political issue. It's a personal issue for every young person in this country. In fact, never look on your screen and say, Galamsey, let it pass, because this is an issue, let the politicians deal with it. Because simple River Pra, which had potential to house fish, today, all those fish have left because of the pollution to these water bodies. On our farm, we harvest rainwater. So, for those of you who are familiar with Accra, rainwater that comes from Afienya ends up on our farm. It's harvested before its overflow goes into the Volta Lake. The water that we harvest there, if it does not rain in Ghana for 2 years, we will be able to grow rice for those 2 years. So we have built in a system that harvests natural rainwater, harvests that water into a dam and then into a lagoon, and that's how we irrigate our entire farm. So let there be drought in the country, feel free to come to us, we'll have rice available for you. This is a talk about innovation and a talk about how we can use things that are happening naturally to be able to support and help ourselves. But even this rainwater, I actually purify the water before I use it on our vegetable farm, because you have a vegetable farm as well. This water I purify before I put on my vegetable crops. The townspeople drink from what I purify before I even use to feed the plants. So you see a big problem there. There's not even clean water available for them. Thankfully now we have been able to provide them with a borehole. We've set up a reverse osmosis system, so we provide clean water in the community. But it tells you, this is even my harvested rainwater, I do not consider it clean enough for the people to drink. Much more in communities who depend on some of these natural river bodies to be able to give ourselves the very important nutrient called water. We need to take the polluting of our water bodies seriously. It's not an issue for politics. It's an issue that you and I need to start thinking about how to solve. I don't know, maybe there's some innovation around being able to take some of this water and then repurposing it for our own consumption or for the growth of our own crops. But we need to start looking into it. But I don't want to only talk about problems. In fact, there are more advantages in this country than there are problems. I'll tell you some. The country is now developing. What that means is a small innovation. I told you 2.5 years ago, the only agric science I have is the one I had from GHS before BEC. That's my agric science background. Post that, everything I do today about rice production, I learned on the field. And I learned through training programs. And so it's actually possible. And now, how does somebody who studied computer science and information systems 3 years later become the largest scale commercial rice farmer? And the reason is simple, because this country is now developing. And so if you are willing and ready to put on your seatbelt and work hard, I can guarantee you your success will not be very difficult. The country does not have that many. In fact, I don't know of a locally manufactured plow company. I don't know of a locally manufactured grass cutting equipment. So for some of us, we need to take some of these innovations seriously so that we do not continue to import all these things from outside. We begin to produce them for our own people. Beyond that, the voter leak and the blessing of the voter leak. I went to, I had a team from South Africa who visited the farm. They were looking to do rice, they were looking to do tomato farming around where I was farming. And then we took a trip. He said, I want to see, Nana, show me where the voter lake is. When we went and we saw it, he said, Nana, if 35 of my friends from South Africa come here, this voter lake will run dry. He cannot understand how we have this amazing resource of a voter lake spanning different regions, and yet there are very few farms on that lake. Beyond that, Ghana has used less than 10% of our arable lands. Another South African man came to me. He wanted to do livestock farming. In fact, the sheep and the goat were going to take a plane from South Africa to Ghana. And I asked him, is it still profitable? I said, oh, the way Ghanaians eat, it will be very profitable. Even when the goats get an air ticket, it will still make financial sense. He said he wanted to come and see our land that was available for him to be able to, because if he grows the livestock, he needs to be able to grow the raw material to feed the livestock. So he wanted to see where he could potentially grow some maize and soya. We drove all the way from Accra to Nkransa. In fact, we flew to Kumasi, then drove from the airport to Nkransa and back. When we arrived at Nkransa, the guy said he doesn't need to get down. I said, you made us leave Accra to Nkransa. Get down and let's go and check. I said he doesn't need to get down. I said, what is the reason? He said, look, Nana, from where I'm sitting, it is evident that the land that is there is very fertile. So the weeds that are growing on it show that the nutrients X, Y, and Z are all in the soil. He doesn't need to get down to conduct a soil test. He can come and do the project here. And then he told me, he said, it is criminal for this country to import any food. Those words have stuck with me. He said, it is criminal for Ghana to import any food. With all the kinds of arable lands we have here, we should not be the ones importing food. And this is possible because here we are in Africa. Raw material availability, abundance of it. Look, we are exporting raw cocoa and importing chocolate. We are operating, the whole country is probably getting about $2 billion from the cocoa that we export. One company that is producing chocolate and exporting to Ghana alone is probably making that $2 billion. Some of them are family-owned companies. So the whole country is feeding one family. What stops us here from producing our own chocolate? What stops us here from processing and adding value to all the cocoa that we produce in this country? So that we go from the $2 billion economy and enjoy the $100 billion that the chocolate industry has for us. Talk about cashew production. We have a cashew product, roasted cashew, honey-coated cashew. Some of them may be in the foyer when you finish if you wanted to grab some. And you ask yourself, there are Indians who can speak Twi just because of cashew. They have left their country and they live in Ghana collecting all the, as I speak, I think they are about to leave. Because between May and about August, they are here, resident, buying all our cashew and exporting it. Where are the Ghanaians? What stops us from being able to roast our own cashew to consume by ourselves? And here we are enjoying on TikTok. Think about the weather in Ghana. The weather that we have, all year round farming is possible here. We are able to not only grow rice in the rainy season, or we don't have snow here. Throughout the year, we're actually able to produce. The country China, the country Thailand, they only have 1 year of rice production. And yet, they are the third or fourth largest rice producers to the country, to the world. Where is Ghana? So the youth need to recognize that the benefits that we have on this continent, the benefits that we have in this country, look at the market of Africa. We have 1.3 billion people as a market. It is more than America and UK combined. Your market can be only in Africa. You don't need to produce anything to export. You can produce it to sell to our own people. because the market is here. If you look at even a country like Nigeria, more than 70% of the population is under 35. What does that mean? The future of the country is yet to come. It's not about the population you see today, the amount to feed. So we need to work around innovation. We need to change. Youth of Kumasi, youth of Ghana, let's not, after this session, enjoy and consider it business as usual. Let's build this country. Let's feed our future. Let's solve our own problems. Let's innovate. Let's innovate. Let's innovate and make money while we build our own nation.
My girl, sweet girl.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Since 1894, we've witnessed the evolution of a brand and proudly partnered with its people on the path to prosperity. From the ink-stained ledgers of the past to the lightning-fast transactions of today, First Bank has consistently adapted, embracing innovation while cherishing the legacy of our heritage and making giant strides across the globe. It's not just about banking, it's about enabling your success generation after generation. Our legacy defined the past, shaped the present, and in 2094, we will still be fostering financial security and stability for future generations. We are helping to create a future where the possibilities are infinite, the opportunities borderless, and where the world looks up to Africa. Let's awaken the giant in you. You first, First Bank.
Telecel Cash, get the lowest transfer charges ever in Ghana. Send a keke with Telecel Cash. You for sort out your old boy, send a keke. Your girl debut you, send a keke. Merchant payment, send a keke to all networks. T-Cash agents in Swaji baby. You won't buy some 1212. Send a keke. What the BBC? T-Cash to T-Cash transfers still be free for the Telecel Play app top. Telecel Cash be your saved and secure platform. Them they take do transfers across the networks all. Then everywhere them they do mobile money transactions. Dial *110#. Then take send monies. The charges be falla. Or make you download the Telecel Play app. Then send monies go T-Cash wallets for free. Telecel Cash. Send the keke.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Friday morning, welcome aboard to kick off on the City Breakfast Show with me, Edwin Kwakofi. Kickoff is powered by Shell. Shell Go Wells under GH, Politangana, and Lesheho. Let's improve life. And with 3 games left in the 2024-25 Ghana Premier League season, Vision FC are determined to avoid relegation in their inaugural campaign following a challenging season for the debutants. Their survival depends on the outcomes of their final 3 matches, beginning with a pivotal encounter against Karela United in Tema on Sunday. There's more in this report.
In the early part of the 2024-25 season, the target for Vision FC was to finish in the top 4 of the Ghana Premier League, where they had set sight on competing with giants like Accra Hearts of Oak and Kumasi Asante Kotoko. However, with only 3 games left in the season, the club faces a tough battle to avoid relegation. To bolster their efforts, the club appointed former Black Galaxies coach Daniel Arno Walker to the technical team, bringing his extensive experience from multiple Ghana Premier League clubs to help salvage the season.
With the introduction of Arno Walker, he's one coach who has seen it all when it comes to the local top flight football. So these 3 different personalities or coaches bring in a very good effort to be able to achieve our main objective.
On Sunday, Vision FC hosts another side battling relegation in Karela United at the near J. Kraku II Sports Complex.
I describe when they say something good. If you say, yeah, new promoter side I had Yaba. And I said new promoter side and so no. You aim and say we are in to stay. Because at times I say, but our teams in free first division Sibana Omuba
His submission was re-echoed by the assistant coach, Hamza Ben, but lamented the inexperienced bit of the team, which played a slight role in the team's struggles this season.
That was the earlier motive, but with football, a lot of things happen. Our players are not madam mature, and the experience side too we lack, and probably they are doing their best, and we're happy with the way they are playing.
Following his appointment as mental performance coach, Gian McCann praised the passion of the Ghana Premier League with the aim to transform the team's performance, looking ahead to the 2025-26 season.
So far, I haven't been to the away venues, but the passion that we have at Niaje Krakow Sports Complex in Tema is incredible. Coming from the U.S., we love football, but we don't love it as much as Ghana. Ghana loves football, and I always joke that Ghana has some of the most beautiful, wonderful people, but then football happens and everybody goes crazy.
Well, it's been a topsy-turvy ride for the debutants in the Ghana Premier League season, Vision Football Club. And with 3 games to end the 2024-25 Ghana Premier League season, Vision believe there are several positives to pick from ahead of the start of the 2025-26 season. Reporting here at the Adringano AstroTurf, I am Gabi Ofe for Channel 1 Sports.
The report, of course, was put together by my colleague Gabi Ofe. The GPL match week actually starts today when Accra Hearts of Oak play Accra Lions. On Sunday, Diana will take on Legon Cities. Bechem United take on Basake Holy Stars. And second place, BBN Eagle Stars face fourth place Kumasi Asante Kotoko, with the two teams separated by 2 points. And also with top sports in sight, Dreams FC will play Brecum Chelsea. Leaders Nations FC host Samatex. Young Apostles play Hearts of Lions, and as stated earlier, Visions FC are up against Karela United. Away from football, Ghanaian boxing legend Professor Azuma Nelson is set to be honored by the World Boxing Council WBC as part of its Year of Africa celebrations with a spectacular boxing event in Accra. Dubbed the Battle of the Beast, the mega fight night is set for June 13 at the iconic Bukom Boxing Arena. This date carries profound significance, marking exactly 21 years since Nelson became the first African boxer inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 2004. Organized by Legacy Rise Sports Promotions, led by Sharaf Mahama in partnership with American Promotions, owned by former Unified World Champion and WBC Ambassador Amir Khan. The event promises to celebrate Nelson's legacy and showcase Africa's boxing prowess. To athletics, and Abdul Rashid Saminu has overtaken Benjamin Azamati to become Ghana's top-ranked men's 100-meter sprinter in the latest World Athletics rankings. 27-year-old Saminu is now ranked 37 globally and 8th in Africa, ending Azamati's 4-year reign as Ghana's leading sprinter. Now, Real Madrid captain Luka Modric has revealed he will leave the Spanish Giants after the end of their Club World Cup campaign this summer. The 39-year-old Croatian midfielder, who won the Ballon d'Or in 2018, has won 28 trophies, including 6 Champions Leagues and 4 domestic titles since joining Real from Spurs in 2012. And that's the latest in the world of sports. For more on all these stories, visit citysportsonline.com. Kickoff is powered by Shell. Shell Go Well, Politangana, Zonda GH, and Lesheho. Let's improve live. I am Edwin Kwakofi. The City Breakfast Show with Caleb Kuda continues.
There are some classy celebrations that calls for whipping out your favorite China sets. Same goes for your luxury vehicle. Just any engine oil won't do. Premium understands premium best. The new Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP is the one for your premium car. It's a fully synthetic motor oil designed using the Shell Pure Plus technology. Prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power, leaving your pistons cleaner than a whistle, up to 50% more than the industry standard, and gives you stronger, long-lasting engine performance. So, if you want your classic car to run smoothly like a Ferrari for years to come, use the Shell Helix Ultra SP 020, made for premium. Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP, designed for ultimate engine performance.
Services, innovative financial solutions. We deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, mama, hey mama, hey mama. Even when you're stuck with nothing, come to let's share go. No matter your situation, come to let's share go. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, mama, hey mama, hey mama. Let's share go, we improve your life.
Polytank is everywhere, durable and authentic. Stronger brand you can trust. Polytank, we get some more Rambo and get some more super. And the Polytank we did Polytank, papa no no, 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 Ankasa. Polytank,
The original, always the best. Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This June, the business wave is back and it's bigger than ever. The City Business Festival 2025 on Citi FM and Channel 1 TV, where it's all about business. This June, we will be celebrating Ghanaian businesses, re-examining our business modules and practices through our business fora, and sharing knowledge through our on-air business discussions. Make a business date with the on-air series every weekday at 9 a.m. on the City Breakfast Show on 97.3 Citi FM and 10 a.m. on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. From expert interviews to real-world insights to the tools you need to grow. Don't miss a single moment this June. It's the City Business Festival 2025, celebrating everything business. Only on Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. Your business, your future, your time is now. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and let's grow together. The City Business Festival 2025, celebrating everything business. The City Business Festival 2025 is powered by 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV and is proudly sponsored by Absa Bank and MTN Business.
Hey there, all enterprise customers. We are rewarding all of you just for standing by us all this while. Simply keep doing the things you've always done with us, like renewing policies, making purchases, and more. The twist though, you have to do them on our self-service portal via web or the Enterprise Advantage app. Once you log into the portal, access Advantage Points and do any of the transactions you're allowed to do there in order to earn points. The more you transact, the more points you earn. The points you earn can be used to redeem loads of airtime, Momo, and other rewards. It's that simple. Just visit the portal, log in, and enjoy. Visit my.enterprisegroup.net.gh or download the Enterprise Advantage app to get started. Enterprise Advantage Points, because nothing you do should be pointless.
Enterprise, your advantage.
When the pain is too much, don't know what else to do. So hunam ya wuya, no wunya wunya. Rapping all, we'll take the pain away. Rapping all, vema wuya unajai.
Rapinol is what you need. Rapinol will relieve you of all aches and pain in your body. Rheumatic pain, menstrual pain, body pain, toothaches, and other feverish conditions. Rapinol is a quality product from Danex Itin Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. Not suitable for children below 16 years old, asthmatic, and ulcer patients. This advert is FDA approved.
Cool
Calling all farmers, agribusinesses, and innovators, this is your chance to shine. Channel 1 TV invites you to exhibit at AgriFair 2025, one of Ghana's largest agricultural exhibitions. From Friday 20th to Sunday the 22nd of June, the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra will come alive with the very best from Ghana's agribusiness sector. Are you a farmer with fresh produce of any kind? Be it crops, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture, or you're a supplier of agro inputs and processing machinery? This is your platform to connect with the world. AgriFair 2025 is more than an exhibition. Showcase your fresh produce, share your expertise and experience, and grow your business. So, to all farmers with fresh produce, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture products, come, sell, network, and expand your business. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. Register now to secure your spot. Call us on 0205 973 973. Come one, come all. Enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices. And treat yourself to sizzling kebabs made from beef, mutton, pork, chicken, and more. Great taste, great value. Don't miss out. The AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, and Development Bank Ghana.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Hey there, all enterprise customers. We are rewarding all of you just for standing by us all this while. Simply keep doing the things you've always done with us, like renewing policies, making purchases, and more. The twist, though, you have to do them on our self-service portal via web or the Enterprise Advantage app. Once you log into the portal, access Advantage Points and do any of the transactions you're allowed to do there in order to earn points. The more you transact, the more points you earn. The points you earn can be used to redeem loads of airtime, Momo, and other rewards. It's that simple. Just visit the portal, log in, and enjoy. Visit my.enterprisegroup.net.gh or download the Enterprise Advantage app to get started. Enterprise Advantage Points, because nothing you do should be pointless.
Enterprise, your advantage.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Yes, I know you're dancing. It's 13 after 8. Papa Youngson, show your love. Kickoff was brought to you by Lesheho Polytank and Shell Helix Ultra 0W20SP. So Lesheho's Don't Call Me campaign is coming to you. They say from now until June 30, they've reduced interest rates for you, whether it's education, rent, or unexpected expenses. They have the right loan for you. WhatsApp or call Nana on 0700 4799 or 02700 499 and 02700 4733. We'll make life easier for you. Lesheho, let's improve life. We've been here for 30 years. We have all the sizes for your water storage tanks. We have the original. You can get all your various sizes at the same price. Same price across the country, whatever the size is. So Polytank is what I'm talking about. They give you guaranteed quality. They are available at the same price across the country at Polytank partner shops. So Rambo, Hippo, Sumo, or Super Sumo is the options available. Original Noni, a caution is that Polytank does not request for Momo payments online. And Shell Helix Ultra 0W20SP is designed to give you premium performance for your premium car. Fully synthetic motor oil designed from natural gas using the Shell Pure Plus technology. Shell Pure Plus technology prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power. Stronger, long-lasting engine performance is what we are promising you. So choose Shell Helix Ultra 0W20SP, made for premium. Show your car some love and choose Shell. On a Friday morning like this, what can you use this song for, Richard Sky?
Well, I just want to use the opportunity to do this quick one for someone who is celebrating the boss. It was yesterday, but it says, so it's belated happy birthday. Today is the birthday of the MD of the Vanguard Assurance, Mr. Frederick Adote Saka. Kindly wish him a glorious birthday as he embraces a new season full of good health and expected blessings. Now, he celebrates his birthday together with his first son, Nick Pakpu Saka, student of Akusubo International School. May God's grace be forever sufficient in their lives. It's coming in from Yamule Smile, who is with Access Bank.
Lovely.
Tama.
Amazing. And guess whose birthday it is, Sky?
Talk to me.
So it's the 56th birthday of Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh,
my
aka
man.
Napo.
Napo International.
Yeah, man. Former Minister of Energy of the Republic of Ghana.
Yes.
Former running mate, running mates to
Yes.
the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party.
Okay.
So this one is coming from Max, your son. It says, I wish you long life, health, joy, and strength. May the Lord answer all your secret prayers and bless the Opoku Prempeh family.
Exactly. Former Member of Parliament for the Mensah South constituency. It's we miss him. We miss him so much. Napo International.
Yes,
Big
sir.
man rough.
Yes, sir.
May the Lord God continue to bless you. Do impossible things in your life. Fine man with a few flaws, just like all of us. But may God continue to bless you, bro.
Amen. So another one. In fact, there are so many birthday dedications this morning. Happy birthday, my love. Every moment with you is a gift. But today I get to celebrate the incredible woman who makes my life complete. Your smile lights up my world. Your laughter is my favorite sound. And your heart is the home I never knew I needed. Thank you for being my partner, my best friend, and the love of my life. Here's to another year of making beautiful memories together. I love you more with every sunshine. To my wife Barbara Amadela Kusogbo. From your husband David Maunya to Barbara Amadela Kusogbo. Hey, Charlie, F4 is chopping off this morning.
I know, right?
Hey.
Let me also wish, or this one is coming in from all of us, to our former colleague and the former worker at Gassem, Benny Fifi Eshen, a man who defined the newsroom in his own way with his reading skills and on-air performance. Ran away to the US for some time. I'm not so sure where he is these days. The other day he sent us messages celebrating us on our birthday. Benny is a fantastic man, and today is celebrating his birthday, and we can all celebrate him and wish him well. May God continue to do great things in his life, and may he continue to be an important factor in his own sphere of influence.
Brilliant. It also turns out to be the birthday of the EPA acting CEO, Professor Nana Ama Brown Kluche. This one from Moses Akati and the entire EPA staff. They are wishing you a very, very blessed, happy birthday on the occasion. Yes. Of your birthday, they're wishing you the very, very best. So happy birthday to you, madam. Ishmael Muslim says, good morning. Please wish my son, Muslim Mana Ishmael, a happy birthday. May Allah guide him and bless him for all the days of his life, from his dad, Ishmael Muslim. A few more, Francisca will help us.
Yeah, good morning. Kindly wish Mrs. Bernice Graham and Miss Belinda Amwating, both of KBTH, that's Kolibu Teaching Hospital, a belated happy birthday. I pray God Almighty continues to bless them and keep them. Favor will continue to pursue them and surround them constantly. They should have a glorious and splendid year. And that's coming from Jega. Bernard, I'm Gilbert Maudem. Today is my birthday, and my course mate, Ajwa Mary Safo. We wish ourselves all the very best. Bernard, please tell our listeners, especially ours, the birthday gift I want is their support in promoting my 2 songs with title I'll leave that for Sky. Okay, happy birthday to Aishu Stephen Chawe, CEO of Ghana GH Articles, aka the social media president. You are a blessing to this generation. Just as you started, we pray the good Lord sees you through gracefully. Amen. And that's from Selom and the rest of the team.
Okay.
Yeah, and quickly to Gilbert, please, if you have the song, send it to me. Send it to. I would listen to it, and if we will listen to it and we'll see what can be done.
Very well. So, Sky, earlier you wished someone a happy Benny Fifi Ashon, right? Yes. So he happens to be the brother of Besua Dona Hammond.
Oh, yes.
And she says today marks his 50th, and they are celebrating him, 50 years of life, wisdom, and love. They're so grateful that has been by their side through it all. So they're celebrating you, knowing that Ma, Da, and baby brother Joe are all smiling down on you from heaven. We love you dearly. That's the message for you.
He is a man of his own.
Big man.
Big man rough.
Yeah, man.
But these days, the grain, no, some way.
In the
I
beard,
feel like we have to get some Yomo because some way.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We'll get into some very vexed matters very shortly. The issue of indiscipline in high schools has come up the radar very strongly once again. This time around, we are learning that students are using weapons like guns and machetes on school grounds, attacking their fellow students and teachers as well. And NAGRAT is raising alarm, demanding urgent reform to deal with the increasing violence and indiscipline in our schools. We will be getting into these very vexed issues very shortly. However, if you're buying an inferior mattress at a cheap price, it may seem like a good way to save money, but do not fall for the trap of putting your health at risk, because this can cost you a lifetime of discomfort and chronic pain. Latest Foam offers you unmatched quality and durability at competitive prices. Good news is we're giving you 10% off everything you buy in all our showrooms from now to the end of May. So hurry to get your 10% off. We want to show you some love. Call us on 0302-231-155 or 0302-231-156. Visit our social media pages. T&C Supply, Latest Foam is your partner for life. If you're a customer of Enterprise, great. If you're not, please, you're missing out on the Enterprise Advantage Points, the loyalty program that rewards you for staying covered the smart way. You rack up points and score awesome rewards just by making purchases, renewing your policies, and so much more using the Enterprise Advantage app. So log into your account, access the Advantage points, and start earning points for rewards like airtime, Momo, and more. Visit myenterprisegroup.net.gh or download Enterprise Advantage app to get started. Enterprise is your advantage. So you deserve a brand new car. I'm talking to myself now. Because Sky, I think this is not your problem, you know.
I beg you.
This is not your problem. This is not.
I agree with
this
you.
This is not your problem. Francisca, this is also not your problem.
It is our problem.
This is not,
it is our
are we in
problem.
the same Zoom?
Yes, we are.
Oh, receive your new car.
Amen to that.
So you deserve a brand new car. Volkswagen Ghana is offering Vetus Highline as a salon vehicle, Tijuana Live SUV, and the Amarok. That's a pickup at used car price. Where's the pride in driving an old used car when you could have purchased a brand new Volkswagen at the same price? Same price, totally same price. Volkswagen, we are walking into your showroom, into your retail outlet with our used car budget, and we will drive out a brand new car. Take advantage, my friends. Call or WhatsApp VW Ghana on 025-795-6688 for more information about our range of models. We have Vetus, T-Cross, T1 Allspace, Terramont, and the Amarok pickup. So the number again, 025-795-6688. Volkswagen, rise and drive. Drive VW, drive Ghana. Hurry while stocks last. T's and C's apply.
I remember Samensis, one of his earliest cars. Passat.
Oh, VW Passat.
Oh, beautiful car. Those days where you look at the car with great admiration.
Yes.
I don't know whether people still drive it around these days, but
Passat is still around.
Oh, Passat.
It's a very strong brand.
Beautiful.
But was it the day Samens was like, Bernard and I are still...
Samens has always been a towering figure.
Okay.
With a few, presence you cannot... Evidence of presence.
Right, let me take care of this one quickly. We'll get into the issues. Experience the thrill of easy banking with Zenith Bank this season. Enjoy 24-hour access to Zenith Bank's secure digital banking channels from the comfort of your home office or wherever you are. Make quick and easy payments with your Zenith MasterCard, Visa card, or EasyPay GH Dual card. Simply use the Z Mobile Ghana app, Zenith Internet Banking, or dial *996# to manage your account. want to buy data, bundles, and airtime, make payments, and more, Charlie, no stress, no long term, just smooth, secure, and instant banking at your fingertips. www.zenithbank.com.gh is where to find more. Call us on 054 2000 111. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. So, yes. There's a statement we have, right? Francisca, what is Nagrat saying?
Okay, so this is the Nagrat statement, headlined statement issued after the just ended National Council meeting held on 15th May at Nagrat Lyceum Accra. At the just ended National Council meeting of Nagrat held on 15th May 2025, members of the council considered and deliberated seriously on the high spate of violence and attacks on teachers by students in our schools. Council also took recognition of the fact that a lot of students are in possession of dangerous weapons such as guns, machetes, and other offensive weapons. The school environment has become unsafe for teachers and also for other students who are prepared to learn. A few examples of attacks on teachers can be cited. 1. Mr. Walter Yesuto Adanunyo was attacked by students in Christian Methodist High School for not allowing them to cheat during the WASI examinations. 2. Mr. Ebenezer Keteya was attacked by the students in Accra High for asking them to dress properly. 3. Recently, a student at Okes was found in possession of a gun. There are just but a few occurrences in our schools. In all these attacks, the statements coming from government and the Ghana Education Service has been anything but very weak and lame. Council identifies some reasons for the high spate of violence and attacks on teachers. 1. The wholesale admission of all manner of students, some who have clearly failed the BEC, into the SHS. 2. The interference in individual school management decisions by politicians and other stakeholders when students are disciplined. 3. The inability of school authorities to repeat students who have failed their promotion examinations. And 4. The difficult process that school authorities have to go through to get a student withdrawn from a school. It continues to say, it is the view of the National Council of Nagrat that if the situation that is developing in our schools persists, we will soon be hearing the reportage of death, maiming of teachers, rape of teachers and students, the killing of schoolmates, and other violent acts of higher proportion. A drastic decision and its implementation ought to be taken immediately to return our schools back to the safe haven of teaching and learning as it used to be. The National Council of Nagrat calls for the immediate implementation of the following measures. 1. Public announcement by the Director General of GES empowering school authorities to immediately dismiss any student who attacks or causes physical injury of any kind to a teacher or any member of staff. 2. Any student found in the possession of any weapon of any kind or shape should be immediately dismissed. 3. School authorities must be given the power to repeat students who have performed below the academic threshold without recourse to higher authority. The National Council of Nagrat calls on the Director General of GES to make these pronouncements public by the 31st of May 2025. If by 1st June 2025 the GES fails to make these pronouncements, Council mandates the leadership of the Union to start series of actions that will ensure that teachers are protected in our schools. Thank you, yours faithfully. So this is copied to the Ministry of Education, Ghana, the General Secretary of NAT, the President, Pre-Tertiary Teachers Union, CCTGH, and the General Secretary, TEU.
Okay, so I'm going to play a voice of Angel Carbono. We spoke to him earlier yesterday, and he made a point that teachers may arm themselves if attacks persist. So Nagrat is very, very serious about this. In a quote, he did say that the first order of life is self-preservation. If someone can harm himself and harm me, I should be able to come to school armed. And I don't know what the position of the law is on this one, but we are trying to look at the situation in a very holistic manner. What is causing this? They've, of course, listed a number of reasons why discipline has dropped so much in our schools, that students are going to schools with weapons like guns and machetes. I don't know how we got here, but let's get to listen to Angel Cabono and then we will enter the conversation.
What exactly do you mean?
Well, I'm talking about the space of violence and attack on teachers, the possession of ammunition such as guns and machetes, and engagement of untoward acts. The response by the Ghana Education Service, the ministry, and our government have been anything but lame statement. We've gone past that now, and we want immediate and bold action, not in tolerating people who come and theorize and talk English. We want immediate directives to be issued to curb the violence and attack on teachers in our schools.
And in your view, what do you think is causing this increasing spate of violence on campuses? Because we know teachers are supposed to instill discipline in students.
Yes, in fact, teachers are no longer able to instill that discipline you are talking about because we have tolerated hooliganism to persist and have allowed riffraff to hold sway in our schools due to the unnecessary interference of political actors such as members of parliament within the community, interference by management of Ghana Education Service in allowing schools to exact effective and immediate discipline, and so on and so forth, has created those situations in our schools. We are demanding immediately that by the 31st of December, the Director General of the Ghana Education Service and the Director General of TVET to issue a public statement opening the door for school management to be able to dismiss or withdraw, suspend students who engage in acts that violate the rules and regulations, and also be able to repeat students who are performing below the academic thresholds of our schools.
Well, Angel, you mean now students are not repeated?
Now, no headmaster in this country can repeat a student. In fact, you can come to school, you will not even attend classes, but you will be promoted from Form 1, Form 2 to Form 3.
Is that the case?
That is the case. And when you talk, they will say, if the student is repeated, how can the student be accounted for under the free SHS? And that one person cannot benefit from government sponsorship twice. So I know schools that have admitted students and the students hardly attend classes. They smoke marijuana behind the walls of the schools. They don't respect anybody, and we allow all these hoodlums to persist and live in the schools, threatening students who are willing to learn and teachers who are willing to teach.
In your statement, you said the National Council of NAGRAT calls on the Director General of GS to make a pronouncement by the 31st of May. What specific pronouncement are you expecting him to make? Because I know very well that the Education Minister at an event in Sunyani directed the Ghana Education Service Director to ensure that discipline is maintained in schools.
We are asking the Director General to issue specific directives.
Such as?
Such as, one, headmasters and management of schools have now been repose with the authority to dismiss immediately any student who is found with arms and offensive weapons, who attacks a teacher, who violates school rules and regulations. That school management have the authority to dismiss those students without resort to higher authority. Number 2, bring back repetition of students into the schools. The students who perform below the academic thresholds of the school are repeated in their class, and if they are repeated more than once, they are withdrawn from the school. These directives will empower teachers and school authorities to exact punishment before the offenses go out of proportion. We don't want to wait to be reporting the rape of female teachers and the rape of female students before we pretend, as we used to do, as we do in this country, to be waking up. We don't want to wait for gangsterism in the schools to start killing teachers and fellow students before we wake up in this country. Enough is enough, and we cannot go beyond this point.
Angel, in the circumstances or the reports we hear of students holding, offensive weapons, I remember very well when I was in secondary school, the teachers do conduct, random searches, among students in the dormitories and the rest. You mean that particular searches or those searches do not go on again?
Look, to be able to do that these days because of the fact that we have emboldened our students to misbehave, will mean that you have to go into the dormitories with policemen or policewomen. Here is the case where Accra High, a teacher was asking a student to dress properly, and the student attacks the teacher. Just dress up properly. The gentleman who brought the gun to the SDA school, that has resulted in permanently making a fellow student blind. How come he was able to pass through the gates of the school, walk through the classroom, and be able to fire the gun? The accursed student who was found with the rifle, how come he could come to school, keep the gun with him, to later expose so as to be caught for possessing an offensive weapon?
Is the situation that bad, Angel?
Very, very, very bad, my brother. And it is bad not only for the teachers, but for unsuspecting and innocent brothers and sisters of ours who are interested in going to school to learn and become something of themselves. When we go beyond this point, the schools will become very ungovernable, and teaching and learning cannot take place.
So that was President of National Association of Graduate Teachers, NAGRAD, painting a very, very grim situation of what has become of our school campuses or compounds where responsible gentlemen and ladies over the period have been raised. It appears that the standard of discipline has fallen so badly. Now the teachers are asking the director of GS, the director general, to make specific directives, give heads the authority to dismiss students outright who show up on campus with weapons, who attack students, violate school rules. We are told that some of the students, no matter how poorly you perform, you are not allowed to be repeated. They are not caning anybody. I am alarmed listening to this. I didn't know the situation was that grim on our campus, even though I should say in my own formal school, a student was stabbed by another student, and this has been going on for some time. It's been worrying. You would think that one example will be enough for some critical action to be taken, but it appears that this is going on unchecked. Francisca?
Yes, for me, what is striking is when these changes happen, because like Samiria in that interview, where he exclaimed because he was alarmed.
Shocked.
I myself, I'm shocked. Indeed, violence in schools is nothing new, but the extent and some of the decisions like relegating the authority of headmasters, etc., those are surprising things, because when we were growing up in school,
your head
teacher was the authority. He was the alpha and omega. So it's interesting for me when these changes occurred and the reason behind, these kind of changes. But I'm sure we'll delve into Sky before you want to have a bite at this.
Okay. I mean, just quickly to generally draw the attention of students to what the code of conduct from the Ghana Education Service for pre-tertiary institutions says generally about things like the ones mentioned by Angel. And it is unfortunate we're hearing, if the president of NAGRA is to be believed, and he has relevant oxygen of credibility around him, and I wouldn't fault him for saying some of the things that he said. We are hearing that for some reason these rules are in abeyance. If you look at the code of conduct for students in pre-tertiary levels of the Ghana Education Service, there are a number of them that are immediately relevant to what we're discussing. So, for instance, fighting. Fighting shall be regarded as an offense, and we're talking about physical violence here. And sanctions may include caution and counseling, manual work, suspension, or dismissal, depending on the severity of the offense and possible repetition in some cases. Then you also have causing harm. If you look at the provision, it says that any act of violence that brings harm to students physically, verbally, psychologically, or emotionally, either perpetrated by peers or staff. Now, the nature encompasses all forms of violence, including verbal abuse, bullying, psychological torture, and physical attacks. And the punishment, if you look at the provisions, it ranges from caution and counseling to dismissal, depending again on the gravity of the harm that has been caused. So, the student in your school who harmed another, so it's become a criminal case, because at a certain level, criminal responsibility is seriously exacted, and then punishment flows from that beyond what happens to you in the school. Then also you have wielding or possession of weapons. If you look at the provisions, possession of offensive weapons shall constitute gross misconduct. Now, so you ask yourself, how come we are finding in schools, including your school, right, the gentleman who used, was it fork or something, to stab another, leading eventually to the victim's death. In my own school, 3-Town Senior High School, a teacher, suffered serious harm, grievous bodily harm as a result of a student attacking him just because the teacher reportedly tried to correct him. Now, in cases where you are wielding offensive weapon, which would include using knives, guns, or any dangerous tools capable of causing harm, the rules say that it qualifies for gross misconduct, and typically it attracts suspension or dismissal and referral to law enforcement authorities where necessary. So if you have offensive weapons in those cases, it is possible that you'll be prosecuted. Depending on how old you are, you may be treated as a juvenile or perhaps, an adult for purposes of prosecution. Then also willful damage to school property. Defacing school property shall constitute a misconduct. And then the punishment that you are likely to attract is reparation, manual work, suspension, or dismissal, again, depending on the gravity of the offense. And then the last two, coercion or unlawful confinement. You know that some students, especially the seniors, they like to prevent juniors from, going to prep or going to do some,
bullying them.
Exactly, bullying them and all of that. The provisions say that you cannot do that. In some cases, when they are on vacation, they prevent them from, going home. When they are on midterms or whatever it is, the breaks that it normally gives them, they prevent them from going home. The sanctions may include, counseling, suspension, or dismissal, again, depending on whether the action involved threats, physical control, or was repeated. And then finally, sexual violence or misconduct. So interaction between students is in obscure places at all times constitute an offense. And if you are a victim of rape, you can report that to the school authorities, and where they are confirmed, you can attract immediate dismissal. That is from the school's standpoint, referral to the police or child protection services, and then also GES also mandates counseling and support for victims. Now, if you look generally at these provisions, one would expect that the school authorities will be given the relevant freedom, degree of freedom to deal with problems like that. First of all, we have removed, for some reason, corporal punishment from the school system. So these days, when we were in school, they would cane you normally under the supervision of the headmaster, or in extreme cases where the headmaster is not available, the master responsible for your space would deal with you immediately. For some reason, it would seem that the GES frowns on that presently. It's been taken out. And in many homes today, the idea of using the rod to punish the child for going wrong has also been severely suppressed. Of course, there are many philosophies behind that. Some people believe talk to the child, it works. Others believe that no, the biblical position is spare the rod and spoil the child. Whatever the situation is, it would seem that something is going wrong in the home and in the community. I mean, those days, you go out and you misbehave, your uncle or an adult who is immediately at the scene will beat you. He will cane you properly and then drag you to the house. When you get to the house, you will get top up immediately. Yes. And in my case, at dawn, at dawn you get a feather beating. That one they will losing the mosquito, what do you call it? The mosquito net, no. So you can't run away. They will beat you properly.
You are trapped in the mosquito net.
Exactly. But for some reason, we have a new face. Some people say it works, right? But I find it troubling that we have taken this entirely, it would seem, out of the requirements for ensuring discipline in the schools. And then also, the numbers in the schools are also a big problem, right? You have a situation where Bernard tells you about Presec when he was there. The numbers currently are just in excess of what the student, what do you call it, headmasters and hallmasters can deal with. So the kind of rigor that went into inspecting, halls of residence, making sure that students are not concealing all kinds of things. It would seem that the capacity to do that has waned.
The numbers are overwhelming.
Exactly, because of that. So it has become a major problem that the school authorities are unable to deal with. Now, added to that, once you remove punishment from the equation, as because of government policy to introduce free education, no, what do you call it? Repetition of a class and all of that, then it creates a bigger problem. I think that the GES has got to listen to what do you call it, NAGRAT, because if we are not careful, we would have bigger problems on our hands. I mean, these days I get troubled when consistently we are hearing, for instance, reports from the Volta region, young men between the ages of 19, 20, 25, 30 in extreme cases are getting involved in all kinds of violent crimes. Just yesterday, a number of them were convicted and sent to jail by the High Court in Ho. Now, it tells you that, yes, I mean, crime has always been with us. The first crime we're told were committed, in the Bible, within Cain and Abel, that story. But for some reason, if society fails to deal with what we are seeing, the threat in schools, because if I send my child to school, I have a legitimate expectation that my child will be safe from colleague students.
Correct.
But parents get called these days that, your daughter or your son has been assaulted by another school so badly. I mean, previously you don't hear the level of, assault we are seeing. These days, serious bodily harm being done.
To the extent that students are carrying weapons on campus.
A gun to school for what?
No. Usually they would have used their belts or something like that, but now machetes, guns, scissors, knives, That's crazy. So from what Sky is saying, we are seeing a new phase of punishment right from the home to the school, where people are becoming more, I mean, parents or authorities are becoming more lenient, feel that, okay, instead of, use the rod or the cane or something that inflicts bodily harm or corporal punishment, just to put it simply, people think that, let's engage them, let's reason things out with them, they will understand, they will reform, they will get better. So we are not exacting corporal punishment. And then, of course, within the confines of the schools, then the numbers have become overwhelming, and the instructors are unable to supervise the students, and so by so doing, they are able to hide all kinds of implements, and they're able to do everything or whatever they feel.
But I just want to throw in that the bit about corporal punishment, I agree with Sky that taking that away, indeed, you see some of these ramifications. But I just want to throw in this point that perhaps taking out corporal punishment may not have been the best solution, but there were excesses when it came to corporal punishment.
Correct.
There were excesses even by parents, even in secondary schools, etc. And so maybe that would have been an attempt to solve or deal with these excesses, and it's gone wrong. But I want to look at, I want to bring in some socio-economic factors, and I want to point at social media or the internet and its contribution to the extent of aggression and violence we are seeing in the secondary schools. When we were going to secondary schools, I don't think that we even had mobile phones in our homes that we could carry
We didn't
to
even
school.
have mobile phones.
So I went to O'Reilly. He did 3 towns. Samens did Swedro. Where are you from?
No,
I did Holy Child.
I didn't see home, but I went to 3 towns senior high
Yes,
school.
I'm just trying to get to where she also schooled.
I went
This
to
one is
Holy
not a
Child
legal
school.
question. So
And
Holy
so,
Child, right?
yes,
How was school then? How was discipline like in Holy Child
Holy
at
Child
the time?
at my time, we had, I mean, when I was in school at the time, I don't think our population exceeded 700 girls.
For the entire
For the
school?
entire schools. But now I'm certain it's gone beyond 1,000. Holy Child, very disciplined. We've got a lot of these weekend, Saturday morning inspections and searches. And so, and because of the few numbers, okay, you had a, what do you call it, the dormitory having about 12 people, maybe a little over that. And so it's very easy for a house mistress to walk in at any time and do a random search.
Yeah.
I don't know how flexible that is right now. But my point essentially is about the access to all kinds of content that is not regulated. You pick a phone. If I'm giving my phone to my 13-year-old nephew, I have no idea what he's going to access.
Yeah.
Or if he goes to Facebook or Twitter, what kind of violent content or sexually provocative content that will be available to him. But they have this all the time. And remember that social media is very addictive. So if they're watching this all the time, they are most likely going to transcend
Replicate
that
what they're doing.
into physical life
What
as
they're
well.
seeing.
And beyond that, you have other factors like peer pressure. You know, those days you go to school, then your colleagues are asking you to do something.
Yes.
Now, if you are not from a strong home where the reminder is always that, look, first of all, know where you are coming from. And if you go out there and you do something that embarrasses the family, we will not take it lightly, right? Then you are likely to join. Of course, parents try all the time. Some parents do the best that they can, but their kids go wayward, listening to what colleagues are saying. So that is one other problem. Then also, as you spoke about negative media influence, but then another matter seriously is the lack of exertion thoroughly of religious direction. You know, when we were in school, right, you constantly would be reminded of a biblical position, right? That there are certain things that a good Christian should do.
Okay.
Certain things that you have consequences for later in life if you did them. I don't know. I know they teach religious and moral education at a certain level, but I don't know of the proper use or the extensive use of this as a tool to ensure guidance. And then also, we don't have many counseling, if you like, experts in these schools. so that at a certain point, maybe the problem is not just the child misbehaving.
Yeah.
There may be some factors, maybe psychological, maybe he's exposed to something.
Yeah.
So counseling or maybe psychological counseling would expose some of these things and interventions introduced. But for some reason, in many of these schools, these things are not there. So I think NAGRA has a point, and the GES has got to respond firmly, because the law is clear. Employment contract with your employer demands that you should have a safe environment to work in.
To the extent that the teachers feel unsafe, now Angel is telling us that they might just go to work prepared in terms of carrying something they can use to protect themselves against their own wards should there be a provocation or an attack. I mean, has it gotten that bad?
I mean, the teacher, I mean, I don't particularly find that what he said in good taste, but it is understandable, because what's the option? He's either going to counter the attack from the students, or they're going to walk away.
Yeah.
And in either case, it's bad for the students, it's bad for education generally.
Because he did mention, and he catalogued a number of cases where students had attacked teachers, some had bodily injuries, others actually lost their lives and all of that. So it's becoming concerning, and the teachers are looking forward to...
And the worst part is they are recording all of these acts of
and
violence.
sharing on social.
And sharing on social media. Little research I did was talking about a certain fun trend that young people create with violence. Whether it's TikTok or Facebook,
Snapchat.
Exactly. You conduct acts of violence on another person, you record it, and then you start a trend. So you do same, and you also share a bit of it. Well, in a way that they are not even protecting their own identity. Yeah, so that in itself is scary. If this is fun for young people.
And you add the drugs to it.
Yeah.
The red and all of these things. Of course, I mean, back in school those days, you always knew of seniors or some colleagues who would go into the bush and return looking, their eyes very red and all of that. And you do know, I mean.
Intoxicated.
Exactly. There were always these things. But currently it's been taken to another level altogether, because they are mixing all kinds of things, they are drinking all kinds of things, and in some cases seniors are forcing or college students or
coercing their juniors
to do it. They force them to do it.
Samens is here. The NAGRAT is demanding some immediate directives and powers to be given back to heads, but I want to bring in Ike's comment from Kaswa. He's a teacher, and he says, I'm surprised you are not aware of what Angel is saying. Do you know that it's only the GS Council, which meets quarterly, that has the power to dismiss, and it's the board that can suspend? I'm surprised you don't know that students are not repeated. Free SHS is 3 years. For me, I go to class to teach and leave. If I meet a student that's a boarder in town, I bypass him or her. I also always have at least a screwdriver or a small knife in my bag. I'm protecting myself by not caning students and protecting myself with my weapon. Sometimes back then, if you were out of school and you saw your teacher, you were hiding. And now the teachers are seeking to protect themselves against the students they are teaching.
Yeah, I think it's just like Kaka was saying. I think they sought to repair a particular problem.
And now they've broken it,
and it's gone bad. And Nagrat has been backing about these things for the longest time, and I don't know how it benefits the Ghana Education Service to sit and watch things take this, unreasonable dimension, because every school is facing this problem.
True.
Every school. In my own school, we had a gathering, a meeting with the teaching and non-teaching staff, I think 3 weeks ago, on the same issue.
Discipline.
Yes.
Wow.
On the same issue. Wow. I mean, my chairman of my council of elders, Dr. Alex Glover-Quarte, chairman of the school board, myself, and a few others were there meeting them, and you should hear the stories.
Wow.
You should hear the stories. And and everybody is pointing fingers at Ghana Education Service. I mean, when things go bad in the school, we blame the managers of the school. But you tie their arms, tie their legs, and then tell them to run. If they don't run well, you go and punish them. And this is where we are. I don't know. I don't know which aspect we have not addressed in this conversation.
Yeah.
You know, and it's now gotten to the use of drugs in school. You know, now, yes, even in my time, people were smoking hemp and all those things.
Right.
But they knew that they should not be found out.
Yeah.
And that there will be consequences if they were found out.
Now it's almost free range.
Precisely the problem we are talking about. I mean, to have the temerity to threaten a teacher.
How dare you?
And then students they mass up and beat a teacher, and they cannot be dismissed. Now, you know what that does? It sends a signal to other students. Other students, either within the same school or in other schools. Like Kaka was saying, look, they do it, they record it.
And share.
And they have social media channels for these things. So it actually emboldens other people. Today it's Mr. A, tomorrow it may be Mr. B. And guess what? Ghana Education Service, this Mr. B may be your relative. So look, the Alumni Alliance has been shouting and talking about this thing. That what are we doing to ourselves? We throw the children. No, go to Presec. They have almost 5,000 students there. Almost 5,000 students. My Swiss school, 3,500 to 4,000 students.
What?
And you've tied the hands of the managers of the school. I mean, look, Sky, it's not all this discipline thing is not always about caning.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been out of secondary school for a long time, but I don't recall for once being caned or somebody being caned while I was there. No, caning was not even part of the script.
In the entire school.
But you don't dare.
You can't.
And there were certain names of teachers that when you hear their names,
sparkles.
They haven't done anything, but when you hear the
name alone,
you will salute.
It will put the fear of God in you.
That's the point.
Yeah.
But these days, nothing. You watch a student talk to a teacher. Oh, it's sad. And Ghana, it's for me. I place the blame squarely on Ghana Education Service. They have caused this mess. And we have talked the other time when we spoke with Aheto Chega.
Yes,
he actually made reference to it. And I think it happened, this whole thing started during his time as Director General. And I'm saying that we tried. Now we have noticed that it's not working. And where the thing is taking us, it started taking the lives of human beings.
Yeah.
And we still won't do anything about it. And now a student does something, they say, well, first of all, it has to go to the disciplinary committee. And then they actually have something called Ghana Education Service District Disciplinary Committee. Then it will go to the district disciplinary committee. And then from there, it goes to the regional.
By the time the case is done, the student has
killed about three or four teachers.
No, this is not proper. Comment coming in. Good morning, Caleb. I was an intern in a school in Accra, and for the 4 months I was in that school, a particular class I go to, the number on the roll was 45, but the highest you could get was 27 students. And trust me, nobody had power to sack or suspend the misbehaving students. Caleb, these unprecedented and uncalled for menaces in our schools came about as a result of the previous government's cheap politics of poor unrealistic implementation of the free senior high school program, as well as politicians in previous governments silencing headmasters and school authorities from disciplining students, just as it used to be in the 80s, 90s, and the early 2000s. Note, the poor implementation of the program or policy has really done a great disservice and harm to the young ones. God have mercy. This one came from Nicholas. Now, NAGRAT is demanding that effective 31st May, the Education Directorate, the GES, should empower heads to dismiss students who wield weapons or attack teachers and their colleagues, they should be given that power to dismiss them outright. Students who violate school regulations, and then also sometimes the interesting point, what could be I'm struggling to understand the wisdom behind not repeating poor performing students, for which
we will repeat. We Swesco will repeat.
You repeat.
Oh yes, we repeat.
So where did this come from?
They pay themselves.
They themselves pay.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, so it's free, but if you have to be repeated,
yes,
then you
pay
get
for
to
the
pay.
Exams. Yes. You pay for the exams. We will repeat.
So what's the wisdom behind the no repetition idea?
Because government doesn't want
because it's wholesale.
Charlie, but why?
Yeah,
they say it's free, so wholesale.
They have a budget for 3 years to cover you.
So just go through it.
Yeah, just go through it.
What is education about that? That you are in a school, in preparation for your exams, you're supposed to write mock exams, and some of them refuse to write mock exams. And I'm saying that, yes. Wow. And there's nothing you can do to them. And I'm saying that, of course, I'm just a rep of the Old Students Association, and I don't manage the school. But if I had my own way, I'll sack you. You see, it's the clearest indication that you are not committed to the journey of education. And it's a choice that you make, that I won't write the mock and nobody can do anything to me.
Willy-nilly, I'm going to
pass. And then they infect other students with this bravado of, I don't care, and it's like it's a lifestyle. I won't write it. I'm bold. I won't write it.
You can't do anything.
You can't do this rubbish and still stay in a school with other people.
Really don't.
And GS, they have to revise their notes. Every day we'll come here and talk about it till Ghana Education Service reacts to this matter.
Clearly, something very serious must be done. Ghana Education Service, you need to come out and address these issues and put in concrete steps. There's a message that will interest you. Maxwell from Dansuman says, just a week today at my school, our headmistress was attacked by a certain man whose girlfriend, a student of the school, had her phone confiscated. It took the intervention of some teachers around and some students, else it would have, but for their intervention it would have been ugly. A few days ago, some students pelted stones at another colleague because he asked them to leave the lab area during prep time. Bro, like the Kasua teacher, many of us go, teach and go home. I make sure I have some weapon on me every time. I can't let these untrained students destroy my life whilst I have a wife and father to cater for. I mean, this is the second time I'm seeing a teacher say he has some weapon, either a screwdriver, a small knife or something. It's not looking good. Honestly, it's not looking good, and we need to bring back some sanity to our campuses. There are so many messages that are coming through. Yes, let me help with them, and I'll bring you some. Sky, you want to help us with some of them?
The first one says, Bobby here from Tema, about the discussion, check the music they listen to. Drill music is very common among senior high school students, and that's where it's coming from. So they are listening to all kinds of things.
What's drill music?
Honestly, I don't know. Maybe
I have no idea.
Alpha generation, we are. I think we are above the.
It's drilling.
I know it's a type of
urban music, pop, urban
spoken
music. Yes.
Okay, spoken word kind of thing.
The swearing and
that's the minimum.
This one says Citi CBS. Hey, the Free Senior High School initiative is merely a shield for political games. Now the Sakawa boys have recruited students into these schools, and some even arrive in cars like Mercedes-Benz. Now they organize private parties, and it's disheartening to see what goes on there. A DJ friend was invited to play at one of their events, and the things he witnessed were really alarming. Ghana is truly going backwards. We should not deceive ourselves. It feels as if God has forgotten about us. Ghana, no.
DJ later, take
we have
relax.
not
God has not forgotten about
God is still with us.
Certainly.
Yes. And this one says, good morning, Caleb and Co. My wife is a teacher and has been complaining about this elimination of corporal punishment from the school system. But that doesn't mean when our girls are misbehaving, she will look unconcerned. She would surely give it to you. It's coming in from Kwamina, who is listening to us in Bawe. And this one says, we condemn the acts of violence on the various senior high school campuses. Moral standards should be rather religion in our schools, from primary to senior high school. And religion should be taught at home by parents. It's coming in from Samson, who is listening to us in Tema. Kwamina, who is sending us this message from Bawe, says, concerning what Francisca is talking about on the influence of social media, it is very unfortunate. I would encourage every parent using an Android phone and have the same for their kids. So he is saying that parents should use Android phone and then have the same for their kids. To use this app, which they are calling was... Okay, so he sent a screenshot, which I use to control my kids' phone.
Okay.
Yeah, so there are a number of, apps that you can use to control what they are seeing, what they are not seeing.
Sky, let me say something. You see, that controlling the phone is a bit subjective because it happens within your space.
Yeah.
Okay. And within your space, as in within the home environment, that you can. The problem is when they are out there, and the kind of influences that direct them on how to live their lives, what is acceptable within their courts and their small communities. And young people are excited when they are validated by their friends.
Oh dear.
And so it is a bigger problem. You can tell them what to do when they're at home. But trust me, when they're out there, they want to be like the other person. And once they are let go from the home, Ghana Education Service has promised that they will take care of them. And because the Ghana Education Service as an institution is not physically present, in the institutions, they are only represented by the school management. The least you can do is to first empower them and guide them. Because yes, we admit that some of the teachers can also there can be excesses.
Correct.
So they need to be guided.
Correct.
But don't touch any student, don't punish any student, leave them to be there, and you are increasing the numbers. I'm dealing with a situation that 3,500 students in a boarding house, and there are less than 30 teachers who live on campus.
That's impossible to deal with.
That's a recipe for chaos.
There are less than 30 teachers who live on campus.
Yeah.
And assuming we even have 30 teachers on campus, not all of them will be into the students' management directly.
Yes, it is.
So what are we doing to ourselves? In the name of, we want everybody to go to school. People are passing through the school buildings.
School is not passing through them.
And we are still recording the statistics of having educated people. Please, let's do better. And this one, I say Ghana Education Service, you have to revise your notes on how we'll manage this situation.
As quickly as possible, because it's concerning GAS with some we have a lot of messages, but we'll take a very quick break. Yes, please, let me just take a quick breather. When we are back, we will have more on this one. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Calling all farmers, agribusinesses, and innovators, this is your chance to shine. Channel 1 TV invites you to exhibit at AgriFair 2025, one of Ghana's largest agriculture exhibitions. From Friday 20th to Sunday the 22nd of June, the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra will come alive with the very best from Ghana's agribusiness sector. Are you a farmer with fresh produce of any kind? Be it crops, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture, or you're a supplier of agro inputs and processing machinery? This is your platform to connect with the world. AgriFair 2025 is more than an exhibition. Showcase your fresh produce, share your expertise and experience, and grow your business. So, to all farmers with fresh produce, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture products, come, sell, network, and expand your business. Yes, AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. Register now to secure your spot. Call us on 0205 973 973. Come one, come all. Enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices. And treat yourself to sizzling kebabs made from beef, mutton, pork, chicken, and more. Great taste, great value. Don't miss out. The AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, and Development Bank Ghana.
Kids, no running. They grow up so fast.
Come here, guys. Who wants to watch their favorite show on GoTV?
Your family's favorite moments are made better with GoTV's shows. We've got loads of local, international, and kids channels, and all the football you need from the comfort of your home.
You can also watch your favorite shows wherever you are with GoTV Stream. Stick with GoTV and let's go together. GoTV. Love it.
Dear home, no interest for 2 years. Are you ready to step into your dream home? With Lakeside Estate's exclusive offer, you can own your own home in just 2 years with no interest payment. This offers you affordable payments, flexible home purchase plan, quality homes, and lifestyle change. Choose from a variety of beautiful homes in any of Lakeside Hills clusters. Your future awaits you. Imagine living in a home you love with the freedom to invest in your dreams without the burden of interest. As your CIMG Real Estate Company of the Year for the 4th time, we offer you hassle-free home acquisition. Call us today on 020-477-5043 or 020-477-5042. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Call us now to learn more and schedule a tour for our available homes. T&C supplied. Make your dream a reality. Lakeside Estate. Quality homes for all.
Charlie, where are you?
Bossman, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Massa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
So it's 20 after 9. Bernard, you join us now. Good to see you.
Oh, Charlie.
I have a report for you.
Okay.
Remember you gave me some chicken the other time?
Yes, I did. What happened to it?
You remember I told you what I did with it? I gave it to somebody to appropriate it so that I would do the testing and all that.
Yeah.
Versus they kept it in the fridge and the ECG spoiled that.
I told you. I told you that you should have prepared
ECG
it that
spoiled
day.
that. Because the lights go on and off side, so ECG. So right now I'm looking forward to the agri fair so that I can get the chicken for myself and go and prepare the thing quickly.
You couldn't cook the chicken. You went to put it in your fridge.
ECG spoiled that thing for me. Can I get through PURC to get some compensation for my 2 chickens? The 2 pieces of chicken.
That is possible. That's possible.
Okay,
That's
cool.
possible.
So I mean, we are looking forward to the agri fair. Very important.
Yeah.
While we come back to the discipline issue and all that, I'm looking forward to some. People are asking me for things or train and things. Why they ask? Yeah, I didn't want to shout it. I didn't want to shout it. Yeah, but someone said she went somewhere and bought a snail for 150 Ghana cedis. You know, so she's looking forward to cheaper snails to buy. I told her to come to the agri fair.
Well, it depends to know that snails. No, we have sizes.
Okay.
We have sizes. She went there and saw the big one and pointed that that's what she wants.
No, it's like for a small snails, you have to pay 150 Ghana cedis. So no, we drop.
Well, you know, snails too. We have seasons for snails. So in the dry season, I won't buy snail even if I saw them. Unless, you know.
Because they'll be expensive around this time.
Yes, dry season. Why are you going to find snail?
True.
Unless those who are into snail farming proper.
Yeah.
You know, but generally you don't find snails randomly around that time.
But the agri fair is happening.
Yes.
People are signing up.
That's correct.
Giddy.
That's correct.
And so we'll get everything some.
Oh, we will get fresh produce. We'll get the chickens, the live chickens.
Yes.
And, you know, was it 2 weeks ago we talked about the National Service Farms?
Correct.
Yeah. And they had 10,000 beds. As we speak now, I think they have about 3,000 left.
7,000 is gone.
Between 3,000 and 4,000 left. Yes.
Brothers went for the thing like that.
Brothers invade the system.
Charlie Sky, I went there. The queue, the cars.
Wow.
Charlie,
I see.
And me, Papa, I was there for almost 1 hour. I didn't get some.
Oh, you were in the queue.
But I'm the managing director of the station. Because I met Charlie, respectable people. Yeah. Charlie, I can't go and
no. If I did the queue,
and they parked their cars, you know, and this was the case because it turns out that people always prefer the dressed one. You know, middle class people, Charlie.
You don't want to go and cut any. I mean, some of
they fear yourself to cut them. They've got human rights, Charlie. Yeah. So everybody was waiting for the dressing, and that
takes a bit of time.
Yeah,
right.
And so but they still have, I think, 3,000 to 4,000 beds that we need to get done. So
I'm sure by this time people are asking, what's the number they want to call?
You know, if you are used to killing chicken like me, used to it, go and buy the live one and go and kill it at home.
You cut the leg.
Finish it yourself.
Yes, and then put in hot water.
Then the leg will be doing like this.
No,
fighting for independence.
You step on the leg.
Yes.
And then you
then
give it
the wings.
No, you give it water small.
No, say your last prayer.
You give that cocoa water small. Before you slaughter the thing, then the thing will shake.
Remove the hair from them.
Remove the hair small.
And sharpen the knife.
Yes.
Then it's gone.
Yeah, so that one, the live one is 80 cedis.
Correct.
Okay. And then the dressed one is 100 cedis. So you can you give the details.
So call
National
Rachel.
Service Farm at Papao.
That's right.
Near Hacho.
The name is Rachel. So it's Akuko you are buying. 0244 855745. Number again 0244 855745. So when you get to Papao Hacho NSS Farms, you are getting your dressed chicken for 80 Ghana cedi.
No,
undressed.
100.
No, I'm saying live chicken. Live chicken. Live chicken is 80. Dressed is.
Hold on.
I take it back. No, I take it back. It is live chicken.
the opposite of dressed chicken is not dressed
It's
chicken.
live chicken. It's live chicken.
The opposite of dressed chicken is live. So we have to just take our time.
Oh God.
You know, opposites are not always like that.
I get it.
Live
Live
it's
chicken.
live.
Live chicken.
No,
and
no, it's
dressed-
a concept you are
I've always said meanings are not
my
in
God.
words, they are in people. Meanings are in people, not in words. So you either have it live
It's live chicken.
or dressed.
Yeah, live chicken. Live chicken.
But the thing though is that
Yeah.
you see, for me, I like the fact that you can wait for it to be dressed or killed before you, so that you know, because you know there's something called traceability, and these days people are eating organic. You know, so this idea, point and kill idea, is very important. Where even the manner in which it is slaughtered, the manner in which it's slaughtered is very, very important. So for me, I like the idea that they will do it in front of you, because for example, Muslims, there's a particular way you have to slaughter an animal. Even Jews, it's the same thing. Yeah. So I think that idea is good, and we'll encourage that. Because these days you don't know how the guy killed the thing, and some of the chicken, they grow too fast, too quick. The other big ones, you know, they grow big. Within 3 weeks they are bullet. So I like the organic nature of the chicken. I like the fact that you can choose the one you want, and they will do it for you. The parts you want them to remove in a very, very healthy way.
Yeah.
It's very important. So
Nice one.
I want to encourage people to call the number. I'm told that a lot of people went there last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there.
You went there last week.
I was there. I was there.
Yeah.
And it was
It
beautiful.
was
Charlie.
good.
The farms, they plenty. And they'll go and put them in some this TV and take them to the slaughter, finish, you know. And Charlie, people were creating new relationships at the.
I wanted to ask you, were they originally supplying the schools? Was that what the National Service farms were meant for?
Not that
I'm
I'm
not sure.
aware. Not
Because
that
I'm told that there was a
I
relation
don't
with the
know.
schools.
I just don't know. But it could well be.
No,
the case.
I'm told that they were to supply to secondary schools. I think Mr. Kwabanu told me this some time back.
Maybe
when he was there, that the idea was that
I see, Bernard,
they would
the thing
supply
is,
the secondary
it's-
schools with food.
It's to enable the National Service institution to get into commercial farming, so they can raise money. You know, I'm not sure about it. You have to supply to schools, because you supply to schools, it takes forever for them to pay you back.
Government will not pay.
Government is not paying today, not paying tomorrow. They will kill their business. So I'm just saying that we should help them to scale up as much as they can, because now they are going back to their crop farming, which also went down. They used to have piggery, which also went down. They are coming back. They have rabbits, you know, and all those things, and they are coming back to it. And I think that.
But don't you think it's a good idea for them to supply the schools? In the face of.
No, I'm saying that they should first of all be determined to be a commercial farm. Okay. And then the schools can also buy from them.
Because I think the schools, the growing number of students, their food needs have increased, and I don't even think our school farm can supply the level of food we need in that presec again.
You see,
because the students are many.
So you see, the problem is not supplying.
And sometimes when the students don't eat, they get angry and bring weapons.
It is the failure of the state to release the grants in time. You understand? Because, I mean, the National Service using its own internally generated funds to invest in these farms, hoping that it will raise the birds, sell some, and then also use some for other things, because they have their own business they have at the National Service Secretariat.
Correct.
In some cases, they use chicken for the meat pie. Very fantastic meat pie they have there. But we do know that government continues to be notorious when it comes to releases of these funds. In some cases, it's in arrears for 6 months. As we speak, there are concerns about District Assembly's Common Fund and other grants not being released. So while it would be a good idea to improve the nutrition we see in the various secondary schools with chicken and egg produced by the National Service Secretariat, it would seem that for now, I think they should keep it commercial, so that you and I and other people who can afford will go there and buy.
Charlie, these teachers going to school with knife in the pocket, it keeps
a lot
coming
more
up.
keep saying that.
So
they are sending weapons to school to defend themselves. Which schools are these?
Ken Ahamaso in Oti region says, I'm a teacher in one of the basic schools. I always go to school with a small knife in my pocket because a student of mine showed me a video where a student fighting his teacher said, "Sir, this can happen one day in our school." From that day, I go to school with the small knife for self-defense. GS has collapsed discipline.
Has it gotten that bad?
This is even for basic.
I saw a video of some students slapping the hell out.
Yes,
of
I saw that too. Whoa. I was alarmed.
And somebody was filming it.
But what is GS saying?
So far, they have not issued a statement. They have not said anything. At least we've been checking our feed, hoping that maybe they would have issued a statement on the subject.
They haven't said anything.
They have not said anything yet.
Because even with your seniors, if you saw your senior, you comported yourself no matter where you were. But now people are even attacking teachers. There are more comments coming through. And I'll come back for those of you who need to get more details on the Agri Fair. We're putting everything together. Don't worry. I'll take care of that for you very shortly. Caleb, we are currently registering third-year students for the upcoming WASI. As I type, I have 18 students who are yet to report for their biometric fingerprints. Today is the deadline for that phase. Well, by noon, we'll deactivate them. It's so serious. The main reason for the rapid increase in moral decadence in our senior high schools is the wholesale admission of all kinds of students into our schools. Also, the directive that teachers should not punish students for wrongdoing is extremely worrying and also a major factor. The previous government's approach has backfired, and the current government must take serious action to curb this trend. Thank you. You didn't add your name. Thank you to Hello Samans and team. Good morning. GS indeed has a lot to do in these cases, but the Ministry of Education is responsible for policy related issues, so we need to call them to duty as well. And parents must also come back to the table and be responsible. David sent that from Tema. Caleb, we were disciplined by our teachers. That didn't kill us, but it shaped us to be better people in society today. Education is not just about teaching and learning. Moral uprightness is a holistic part of it all. Imagine going to town and meeting Mr. J. Minta, a J. Minta in town during my Ghana's days, and boldly walking past him, your soul will leave your body that day. Roland Jan Kwafo Jr. sent that from Ofanko Hills. So in senior high school back then, by the time it's the period for religious and moral education, for lack of a better expression, all the bad boys would be out of the classroom. Those of us whose heads were properly screwed on top of our necks received more morals. Samens, we're in this country where a number of parliamentarians for okay, so no apologies, I didn't get that early. People are connecting different things to it.
There's one I want to read. It's coming in from Etonam Mito, who says that good morning, team, you guys should keep this indisciplined discussion in our schools going until we see total overhaul of the system for disciplining students in our schools. In fact, the criteria for benefiting from free education must be good behavior and conduct. Misbehavior should see the exit of the students. A number of other comments have come in. But
that's correct.
I think, look, I know the Honorable Haruna Idrisu to be a great disciplinarian. And I want to believe that with him at the helm, it will be important that some changes get made. If it has to be directed by the ministry, he has got to do that. If they have to take it to cabinet for a proper discussion and a policy position taken, and the GES given the authority to go and enforce it, it must happen, because we cannot hope to train 1 million youth in coding and all these big things we are talking about if the head of the student is not properly screwed on. If they are not prepared to go and take their fingerprints, they are not prepared to go and do, the mock exams. Yeah, because that is the only way you can know where you are. If you don't know where you are, you write the exam.
They said don't write mock.
Yes.
Why wouldn't they write mock?
Mr. Benz was just telling the story.
Which school?
No, some of the schools.
They won't write mock.
Choose not to write.
Why?
Because they don't feel like writing.
Is it possible?
It is happening.
I didn't even know that option existed when I was there, so I would have chosen not to write.
When you're in Holy Child,
yes,
going to the dining hall
compulsory. Whether you eat or not.
Find out whether it's compulsory these days.
Hey, if you miss a school gathering and they cut you, hey.
These days they choose whether in fact they are doing the school a favor if they go to the dining hall.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Ghana school.
First place, the food is not enough anyway.
Yeah. No, but in our time, whether the food is enough or not, you cannot miss a school gathering, assembly, and this thing, dining hall. There, you can't.
This is where we are missing out on something big time, because the space of 3 to 4 years that we spend in secondary school is one of the most instructive opportunities to mold children.
Yeah. Me, my wake up routine in life is secondary school. Yes. Everything I do is based on the secondary school is what has made me what I am today.
We've let things go to this extent where people go there. I mean, if you take your child there and you don't pray well, the child will come home with some behavior that you even make him out. Because there are other children, rude children, who are going to teach him how to live life. Wow. You are in school and you hold a knife. I mean, how do you explain that?
So what do we do now? Do we bring back corporal punishment? Do we decongest the schools? Because I'm told that some of it is also overcrowding. Because I mean, if you have 30 teachers or 12 teachers in a school of 3,000 people, Charlie, even if you are
Bernard, that is the definition of the problem. Okay, but having a regime where out of the 5,000 students versus 30 teachers, nobody can be punished.
That's us. That tops it up.
What is that? You can't.
But who said they can't punish them?
What does Ghana Education Service?
Why can't they punish them?
Because they have instituted a process for punishment, which makes it difficult.
So you mean a school can't punish a student for mistake?
You have to go through different stages of a committee.
Wait, but let's be clear. Is it for different kinds of punishment? Or all kinds of punishment?
I am sure they will be defining the punishment. But the point is that, for me, look, when I went to the Swesco thing, I said to them that, I'm not a lawyer.
So let me ask you, can your school mistress, can she suspend a student?
I don't even know. What I know she does is, when it happens, she calls the parents to the school.
for meeting.
You know? But I'm just saying that if a student beats a teacher,
it's a dismissal straight.
Isn't it a criminal offense?
Is it a criminal offense?
I said that take him to the police, let them lock the student there for 2 days.
Yeah, but so I'm trying to understand something. That
to beat a teacher
for a school to punish a student, they have to go through a process.
Yes.
Which process includes things outside the school?
Yes, but the Ghana Education Service process, they have. I heard it for the first time. They have a district disciplinary committee, and I'm saying that. You have a district that has, say, 10 secondary schools.
Is it that the school cannot manage themselves or what?
10 secondary schools. And you have one disciplinary committee sitting in the district office.
Overseeing all the cases.
And then you think that when there are cases...
No, maybe I want to believe that this is for exceptional cases. Because it doesn't make sense to me.
Well, maybe, just maybe it's for exceptional cases. But we are saying that we are being confronted with too many of these exceptional cases. Because to the point that a student can take out a knife and threaten another student and threaten a teacher. You see, I'm just saying, look, if we can get to this point, then we are not safe in the schools.
True.
Yeah.
It may not be my biological children, it may not be your biological children. And for most of the people in power, in authority, in government, in politics, their children are in private schools anyway.
True.
You have your children in the schools like Herman Minor, SOS, Tema International School, Christian High, where if you're a student there and you mess up, same day delivery, you go home.
So why can't we do it in our
Christian High School, SOS, you mess up that same day, they will sack you.
Quick.
And then we are sitting there in our public schools, people are misbehaving, and we think that we are more democratic.
No.
Charlie, it's a serious matter. No. It's a serious matter. GES, please issue a statement and please tell us the roadmap to solve this problem.
Quickly.
Minister for Education, this is really at your alley. Discipline is, I mean, education without discipline doesn't even make sense, right? You can't say you're educating somebody because the education is not even the knowledge. I think the discipline is what I got out of the thing because most of the things they taught me I've forgotten. So it's the regimented life, the organized learning, putting your thoughts together and all of those things. So please, we beg.
But messages have come through. My O-level headmaster, R.A. Boating, was a disciplinarian, and he made some of us what we are today. During our O-level exam in 1989, as a candidate, you dare not turn your head.
1989.
Yes, and that made cheating taboo. Discipline is key to human resource development. Okay, he goes on to say that he will lash you. He became Ashanti Regional Director of Education, and he's still around. Good morning, Caleb and Co. It's very unfortunate. Already, the teaching profession is not so attractive because of low remuneration and lack of respect on the part of some stakeholders. And to top it up with this, people have more reason not to go into the profession any longer. Oti Mensa at Ofanko says, good morning, Caleb and team. My point has been and will always be that you cannot train the Ghanaian child the American way. Sack students who underperform academically. Lash students when they deserve it. Those of us who were lashed with canes did not die. The Bible is and will always be right. Spare the rod and spoil the child. Regarding indiscipline in our schools, when people reminisce about back in the day and physical punishment, let's examine our society's discipline. Are we truly disciplined? Disciplining kids doesn't equate to physical beating. If corporal punishment worked, would see its positive impact in our society. So he's referring to the state of our markets and how we drive, and he said that after all the beating.
When you people romanticize the past and how your teachers used to lash you, they are saying that you yourself, you are not disciplined.
Exactly.
You see, I think while the person is entitled to his opinion, I think it's also important to realize that it is a question of whether we continue to enforce the position, right? If you are disciplined within the school system and you are now employed and there is no rule, or the rule is there but it's not being enforced, then you'll be in the road and you misbehave. The question is whether the laws that we have on the statute, right, the laws that are on the books, the authorities are enforcing them. Look at what was happening when we went into the streets to record the decongestion exercise. Some of the people, they knew that they were doing the wrong thing. But yes, when the people came to remove them from where they ought not be, they wanted to attack them. Look at the Kaswa situation. Yesterday I saw...
because it's a survival business.
They went to remove the what do you call it?
Because the person's canopy has enveloped a traffic light.
So once the state is not disciplining people, they will continue to do bad things because people will naturally do what they can get away with.
It's true.
Anyway, but the state has to provide.
That is also there. But the other side of it too is the culture of
people. Before they provide, you take the law into your own hands.
No, it's not the law. It's a habit that has been left to fester over a period of time. For instance, I'm listening to the Greater Accra Regional Minister saying that if you err, you will pay 2,000 Ghana cedis. And on what basis? Now, if the person doesn't pay the 2,000 Ghana cedis, what can you do?
I don't know for what.
No, you know the red line thing that
I think they may seize your
fine.
No, fine based on which law?
The bylaw, AMA bylaw.
It doesn't talk about any 2,000.
Doesn't have penalty.
Bylaw 2,000 Ghana cedis.
No, they call it penalty
there's
point.
no 2,000 anything.
Penalty
All I'm
point,
saying is
penalty
that
point.
do the right thing. Go to Parliament or wherever you have to do, and make sure that the bylaws register what you are saying. Then it can be.
But I mean, most likely there would have been something there.
I'm saying that there's no 2,000 anything.
No, it's called penalty point.
But I'm making the point that
unit.
I'm saying that I'm making the point that while they are at it, trying to, if you like, outline punitive measures for those who err, we should also start punishing those who patronize.
I agree with you.
Those who patronize. I mean, the poor woman sitting there is struggling each day, even when it rains. Sky, people weep when it rains.
Make it an offense to
when
buy.
When it rains,
to buy.
They weep because they've lost their daily bread for the day, just one day. Okay, whilst it's okay to decongest and do all those things, the people who've made it a habit that they know they only have to buy from pavement, we should start going after them too.
Is that much easier?
No, I'm saying that, it's a policy that we need to roll out. If we keep doing it, I will know that when I'm in traffic, I don't have to be buying. That's all I'm saying. So that apart from that, we should enter the market because indeed, Sky, there are spaces in the market.
There really are.
But access to the spaces is the problem.
Issue.
So if we are decongesting, we should decongest, but now draw out proper lines where people can walk, people can have access. So that all these people, when we move them from the pavement, they are given a shed where we can arrange them.
So it's also easier for you to go and buy.
Yes, no market the world over has been able to accommodate everybody.
Right.
So this thing of how many people can you accommodate, it's not it's everywhere else the market can only accommodate so many people.
I agree with you.
Well, back to the education issue, the Deputy Education Minister has sent a message through addressing some of the issues we've talked about. It says the issue of indiscipline in our secondary schools is most worrying. Government, through the Minister, has initiated processes to address this and many other challenges. The Minister has, through GES, allowed management of schools to search students, which was never permitted under the previous administration. In addition, PTAs have been restored to what they used to be before 2017. I can report that the Minister has directed the Director General to work with GES Council to initiate immediate interventions, even as we work to implement holistic reforms recommended by Ghanaians via the National Education Forum. What is happening clearly justifies our policy to review the implementation of the free SHS program as a basis to improve and sustain it. So that's Dr. Clement Apak sending that message.
So is he saying that the discipline thing came up during the forum?
Yes.
It did.
Okay. So a lot of work is
It would have been nice for us to see the recommendations for that particular issue because, for example, in the budget now, when you discuss anything in the economy, they refer you to the economic dialogue. So I think the Minister for Education should also start sharing some of the salient conclusions from the National Education Forum, particularly as it pertains to the issue of discipline, because that's where the problem is now.
And then also we need clear timelines.
Very important.
Yeah, because we cannot leave it, open-ended. There should be clear timelines on what exactly and when we expect something to happen.
Great. Some quick pieces of information for you. And it's about the Mobile Money Festival, dubbed Momo Fest 2025. Join us for a shopping and musical experience from your favorite vendors and artists from 23rd to 24th of May this year at the Oduponkwehe Park behind the Old Kasua Market. Come and experience cashless market with over 50 top-tier vendors from Kasua and Accra, up to 20% discount on goods and services on sale. A chance to win up to 10,000 Ghana cedis in the Momo Fest Keteke Game Show. There'll be education and awareness on Momo fraud. There'll be amazing performances from Mr. Drew, Olive the Boy, E.L. Keche, among others. Saturday, 24th May 2025 is the day. All you need to do is to be part of this amazing fanfare through the Momo app is what we are using. Download it now to get a free pass to the event. There are side attractions, DJ on rotation, board and TV games, kids zone, Momo giveaways, so much more. Oduponkwe Park is where it's happening. Download the Momo app. Momo Fest is powered by Momo from MTN and proudly sponsored by MTN Business, GCB Bank PLC, and IO Insurance. And when you buy anything, it has to be the very best. Diamond 42.5 outgrade cement is the highest quality on the market. We have the 32.5 outgrade. Good deal for every pocket. Deal with us directly. We are across the country, but our factories are in Aplao, Takrady, and Buepe. 0244 313 368 0540 111 978. These are the numbers to call. Diamond Cement is still as hard as a diamond. And while we talk about food, Bold Foods is definitely the number one option for the delivery of all your favorite meals from your favorite restaurants. Don't miss out. Only on Bold Foods, you get 1 medium pizza, 2 small Coke, and 4 crispy chicken wings for just 160 Ghana cedis from Eddie's Pizza. You can also grab a small pizza and 1.5 liter drink for just 120 Ghana cedis from Cheesy Pizza. These offers are exclusively available on Bold Foods. Download the Bold Foods app today and enjoy. It's 10 minutes to the top of the hour. We take a very quick break. When we are back, there's more.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Burna Boy, Trevor Noah, Black Coffee, Chimamanda the writer, Febe Mugugu the fashion designer, and many more young African icons didn't get where they are by following mainstream paths. They did things differently. Say yes to doing things differently. Say yes to the creative person within you, the maker, innovator, entrepreneur. Chart a new path, learn new skills, globally recognized by the American Welding Society and Pearson's BTech. So whether in Ghana or abroad, you will shine. Say yes to DTI, a learning experience that is next level. Go to dtiafrica.com or call 054-169-3534.
Hi, Mom, it's me, Kwame.
Hey, Kwame. How are you?
Mom, I'm fine, oh.
Okay.
You know something?
No, tell me.
I'm looking for a complete furniture set for my new place.
Kwame, I've told you before, the only one place you should go, eh?
Yeah, Mom, but I need a mattress to fit my bed.
Ash foam.
I need a bed to fit my room.
Ash foam.
What about a sofa where go relax my body?
Ash foam.
Wardrobes to fit all my clothes?
Ash foam.
What about linens and pillows for sweet dreams?
Kwame, Ash foam.
Mommy, that I feel you. Ash foam all the way.
For mattresses to beds, sofas, wardrobes, linens, pillows, and more. Don't waste time and visit any Ash foam showroom across the country or call our hotline at 0243 200 729. Ash foam. Feel it, know it.
Unbelievable is yours to own with DSTV. Get unbelievable local entertainment with Shakai Lemba, Nigerian Idol, and Big Brother Niger.
Unforgettable night.
Catch unbelievable sporting moments from the Premier League, La Liga, F1, and more.
Absolutely sensational.
Laugh along with unbelievable kids' edutainment like Paw Patrol. And experience unbelievable international shows like Law & Order and Lioness Special Ops.
Let's go!
Download the My DSTV app today and own the unbelievable.
Hey, so what goes into building quality structures? I mean, literally, what goes into it? Wujaf, you don't want to be sitting here somewhere worrying whether or not you did a really good job. It's a very simple equation. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, massa, forget it. Don't start cry. Menye, diamond cement has been providing builders, block makers, and construction companies that peace of mind for years. Diamond cement is 42.5 R grade cement. Unbeatable quality made right here in Ghana. And because we have your pocket in mind, we provide 32.5 R grade so that everybody getting on. No long talk, Jack. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, don't start. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrade, and Buipe, or call 0244-313-368 or 0540-111-978 or 0202-021-175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Friday, Japolo, all night, Saturday night, our club. Yali, Martin, Zeman, Shock, and Gugu Cap.
Okay, so it's 6 minutes to the top of the hour, and we want to remind you that the Agri Fair is happening from the 20th to the 22nd of June at the Efo Salon Children's Park, right, Bernard?
Yes, please. Yes,
so
please.
What is available?
No. We are just asking for people who produce farm produce, like farmers of all kinds, and basically livestock, agri, fruits and veg, grains, fish farmers to come. This is a good chance for them to meet people to buy.
Great.
We want to solve the market access problem. We also want to highlight the quality produce we have. We also want people to come and interact with other farmers. And we also want people who are in finance and other areas come and see what we have. Basically showcasing the best of Ghana. Using the power of media to bring people together. So if you want to register as a farmer to exhibit, you call 0205 973 973. The rest of you, we just attend. There will be things you can do with the kids. Lots of food to eat, lots of games for them to play. It's a 3-day festival celebrating our farms and our farmers and what they do. So basically, that's what we're encouraging.
And for farmers who are looking for farm implements and machinery too,
correct,
all that is available.
It's a whole festival.
If you're into that, also call 0205-973-973. Come and register and let people get access to you as well.
But there will be palm wine.
There will be palmy.
Yeah, instead for and a coconut.
The grilled one or the fried one?
We spice some small.
No,
there's nothing like that. Sky, they are lying. There's nothing like that. There's nothing like that. No, there's nothing like that.
You want to finish and smell our fingers?
No. There's nothing like our tribute choir. They don't mind them. It's not true.
Have you seen our tribute choir before?
It's not true. It's not true.
No, it's not true. So I don't get
you only hear it, but you never see it. No, it's not true. Okay. Nobody uses our tribute to do any inquiries.
Right. Tasty.
No, it's not true. It's not. It's never true.
Sometimes it's misleading the public.
There's a misinformation. Oh my God. So the Agri Fair is happening 20th to 22nd. We all will be there.
Yes.
You will to be there. Come with the kids because there'll be sizzling kebab, beef kebab, mutton, pork, chicken. Which one do you like, Francisca?
Fish
kebab.
Hey, is it a ball, fish ball kebab?
No, just fish.
And they make it kebab. Or
you can have it in different ways.
Okay,
that's prawn kebab.
What's a fish?
Fish kebab. Oh, please get serious.
Adanyami baba physical. Sawan consider pada. Ashana heaven when you need.
No, you heard it here first. First kebab. This is breaking news.
Yeah, and talking about breaking news, I think there's something happening with respect to Adenta Kumi.
Correct.
The gentleman who filed a petition requesting the president to investigate and possibly disband the committee is set up to investigate the petitions against the suspended Chief Justice of the Republic. What we're picking up is that today national security or persons believed to be national security personnel or reported to be national security personnel picked him up.
Right.
As to his whereabouts, the details are not there. But I think it's important that given the public nature of what is happening, the process of seeking to remove the Chief Justice, I think it's important that the national security apparatus should update us on what exactly the basis for the arrest is, what offense he may or may not have committed, necessitating the manner in which he was picked up.
Right.
I think it's important that we do not create the impressions that will lead people to make all kinds of claims and counterclaims against the government. An arrest of this kind and the way it was done, if you see some of the videos, if the videos are to be believed and if they are authentic, particularly troubling. I think the Minister for Interior or the people responsible for national security would need to provide some clarity as to what exactly may be the basis for.
Also, we are learning that some persons believed to be national security officials have been to the residence of Chairman Wuntumi, and more details will be coming in the news. Ajibi Rafia Kenting is here, so you get to hear more of that. But thank you for doing the listening. Francisca Kakrafoso was here. Bernard Kokoavle passed through. Samens was with us. Samuel Thomas. My name is Caleb Kudafred. Tete Jabana was our producer together with Shiba, Araba Benin, Samuel Akom, Edwin Kwao Kofi, and Abeku Odum, the richest man. Later this morning, your favorite school madam will be on the dial with the headmistress. And as for this school, there's discipline there, trust me.
That's fast track port. Check service what name is Snapchat boss.
So look forward to Antina here upon the airwaves.
Yeah.
My name is Caleb Kuda. Thank you so much for doing the listening. Good morning to Ajubi Riafe Akenten, who has the news at 10.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. But hello and welcome to Citi News at 10.